Hey everybody! Welcome to 60 Cycle Hum. Steve's not here yet. I'm singing you a song. You can see at the bottom of the ticker, I've got a big old bottle of the Kirkland brown liquor here. I'll do shots for $20 super chats. I got to make money somehow, right, guys? How is everybody doing? Any good comments in here? We're going to wait for Steve to join before I start doing the regular show. Because of course I am. I'm not just going to start doing the show without him. Hey, Winston. Sounds like you had some already, says Dalton. Nope, not yet. I want to, though. I want to get into this. It's been a hell of a week. Oh, man. What is going on in here? Trickster says Ryan is a bad influence on me. Don't tell my mom. What other comments do we have waiting for us? Oh, nice. Robert McDowell says, I got my 3 string swing boxes in today. Amazon affiliate commission. Ka-ching. Thanks for the suggestion. Big delay in shipping, but I'm patient. Yeah, Amazon shipping got really weird with the COVID stuff. I was so used to like 2-day shipping with Amazon, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, you ordered something? We'll try. You might get it someday. Oh, man. Thank you. Yes. Riverman says, great pineapple shirt. This is an Old Navy shirt. No big deal. No big deal. That's where I spend that all that big podcast money. Old Navy. Todd S says, I like the Squire Supersonic demo. I want one badly. Got it right down here. There she is. Supersonic. Oh, yeah. Not just a regular guitar. Is that a microphone? Hello. Hello. It finally has achieved tuning stability after 2 days of sitting around the house and me playing around with it. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. I did some setup on the bridge, slight intonation tweak, a little bit of, actually a couple turns of action tweak on all the saddles to lower it. It wasn't as fast as I wanted. And it dropped down to speed very nicely. So I'm pretty happy with it. I was sitting around playing some like twingy little fast country style licks in the living room earlier today. All right. Turcane. Hey, Ryan, how are you doing tonight? Did you hear about Guitar Center cutting ties with Full Tone over the owner's remarks towards the rioters and the city's mayor? Yeah, everyone's heard about that by now. I mean, that's all anyone's talking about. I don't think Steve and I will talk about it tonight, though, because, I mean, we did all our stuff last week. We talked about, we said our piece last week, unless it just comes up and we talk about it anyways this week. You never know what's going to happen. You know what? My take on that right now is that Mike Fuller has been just famously an a-hole, a gigantic a-hole for years and years and years now. And I think a lot of people are sick of working with him, and they're taking this as an excuse to be like, oh, okay, yeah, we're done. Okay, no more working with Full Tone because he was hard anyways. And you know what? This is a good opportunity because he really shoved both his feet in his mouth and got him all the way down his throat. So, I mean, that's on Mike. I mean, he talks big game. He talks big talk, but it's always funny to see someone talk big talk and then have, complete lack of understanding for normal, like human interactions and things to say and not say. Also, he made fun of people who pee sitting down. I freaking pee laying down if I want to. I'll pee any way I want. I'll dig a little hole in the dirt and I'll lay down face first and pee down into the hole if I want to. I don't need to pee standing up if I don't want to. Man, where is Steve? I'm going to check my text with him. Still updating. Oh, nice. Mikey's got his new Supersonic right now. How do you like it, Mikey? This is where we wait for a comment reply. He'll tell us eventually how he likes his Supersonic. I think it's going to be a really popular guitar. I think a lot of people are going to buy it. I think a lot of people, kind of like most offsets, people are going to be like, oh, yeah, maybe this isn't what I thought it was going to be. And some people are just going to fall in love with it. It's just going to be their thing. It's very alternative and very like 90s appropriate. Like it feels like it wants to be played into a big muff. Oh, here's his answer. He loves it. Hey, Mikey, he loves it. All right, Steve is here. Hey, dude.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
I was trying to get my Ethernet cable plugged in, and I accidentally unplugged my computer.
Whoops.
And this computer, for whatever reason, it's got some error on boot up, and so once it's running, I only sleep it. I never turn it off, and so once it's up and running, it's fine. The problem is when you reboot it, it literally will take like 10 minutes to start acting normal.
Oh, great.
And the computer's not even that old. It's like maybe 2 years old.
Yeah.
It's literally something that's going on in the boot sequence. I really should just take it to somewhere, I don't know, Best Buy or something, and be like, there's something weird in my boot sequence. But my concern is they're going to be like, oh yeah, there's something weird in your boot sequence. We have to like remove everything.
Yeah.
So hope you backed it up, which I do have I have like a 1 terabyte drive that I can literally mirror my entire internal hard drive onto.
Yeah, you don't edit that video, so 1 terabyte's enough.
Yeah,
I hear 1 terabyte, and it's like, ooh.
All right, man, you ready to smash this thing?
Yeah, let's smash the podcast system. Do you have all your notes? You're all ready to go?
I haven't written anything down yet, but that's okay.
I say we just wing it. I mean, we've got everything here.
Yeah, we do. I'll write it down as you do it.
All right. Are you recording?
I started recording before I entered the room.
I am recording now. Here comes the theme song. I hope everyone enjoys this. Welcome to 60 Cycle Home. Hi, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steve, and this is 60 Cycle Home, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast. You tried to get me there, but it did not work.
I didn't try. It's just like I just said that for some reason. I don't know. Why am I messing it up every week now? It's my year. You were messing it up for a couple of years. Now it's my turn. How are my pixels tonight, Steve? Can you see me all right?
They're good. They're good.
I'm running off the Wi-Fi. I think I killed my Ethernet cable. My 50-foot cable finally bit the desk because I closed it in a door.
Oh, yikes.
Too many times. So I'm running off the 5G now. I'm going to get that COVID 5G all infesting my house, even though I've been running 5G.
Yeah, I've been using this
years.
This extender thing that runs off the power grid, and I've really been enjoying it. The one issue I have, and I don't know if it's because my downstairs router was actually going bad and I just didn't realize it, is when I go downstairs, even though I'm sitting literally like 20 feet away from my main router, my phone will like just drop off of Wi-Fi, but it'll like have a Wi-Fi signal, but not an actual internet connection. So it'll just like start hanging up. It's dumb.
You ready to do an ad?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's do an ad.
Let's open the show. Here we go. Oh, first one.
Oh, this one.
I didn't even mean to select it. It was just, this is a good one to start with. Let's start with this one. I like it. This is a Cyclone SG sent to us by Gavin Mullet.
Oh. Yeah, I love this thing.
Oh, I don't have a screen grab of the description, apparently. I thought I did. A bit further along here. There it is. It's at the bottom.
I got it. Epiphone Modified SG Special Cyclone 2000's dark red premium spray paint. Oh boy.
Ooh.
This is an interesting SG I had constructed to my specifications. It resembles a Fender Cyclone. It's pickup switching, but of course, it's an Epiphone SG. I really like the look and the idea of the setup. It doesn't exactly sound like a Cyclone right now. However, it boasts 2 vintage modified Jaguar pickups in the neck and middle positions, and the bridge is a Seymour Duncan hot Jaguar pickup. So hot. Right now, my luthier described its sound as Strat on steroids. The pickguard is a custom design I thought up. The neck is bolted on, which is why it's not worth $315. The reason it's in very good condition as opposed to excellent is the paint on the body. It's a premium something spray paint, but I have never finished it with poly or nitro. The guitar was originally finished black and I sprayed it. I made the mistake of spraying too many layers on the guitar as well.
So it's not premium anymore, is it?
Yeah, the finish is beat to hell.
Adding too much spray paint kind of like cancels out the premium nature of the spray paint.
Yeah. The finish is beat to hell, and my intention was to sand it down and start again. I'm like just inferring words here. This is why the guitar's list is good and not very good. Frankly, it might be quite a trip to strip all the paint off of it, but I have only minimal experience with doing that in the first place, so I'm leaving that fun opportunity to someone else in selling this guitar. It sounds like something Strat, and I have not been using it much in the first place, but this project seems daunting to me, and as such, it is for sale. Make an offer, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I mean, this guy took the effort to, like I said, $315.66 plus $65 shipping. So basically $400.
Yeah.
This guy took the effort to cut a custom pick guard and route it.
It's like a Telecaster pick guard.
And yeah, and route it out for a 3-way for like the Jag switching or Cyclone switching, whatever deal, and do all this extra stuff, but apparently doesn't have a heat gun.
Yeah, they got a lot of work into this. And oh man, that giant wad behind the bridge of stuff just bubbled and flaking off. I thought that they were going to say that there was a Vibrola trim there, but it sounds like it's just too thick and it was bubbling off or something.
Yeah, it's
ugly. That is UGLY.
And the problem here ultimately is that this is a like $130 guitar.
Yeah,
to start with.
I mean, if I was buying this, it would be because I'd be like, hey, 3 Jaguar pickups. I can use those in something else. What I vaguely remember saying what the pickups were. Do you remember? I remember one of them was like a nice one and the other ones were something else.
One of them is a Seymour Duncan Hot Jag, and the other 2 I think were Squire Jag pickups.
Yeah,
like vintage modified. So they're not like total garbage, but they're not anything special.
Yeah, I mean, if that had 3 American vintage reissues in it, I'd offer this guy $200 just to get the pickups and some hardware, you know.
Yeah,
and then have a weird like firewood guitar.
There you go. 300 is just I mean,
it's a lot for something that's a mess. Like this is a mess. It's kind of a fun concept, and I grabbed it because I just got the Supersonic.
The Supersonic.
And I've got the Cyclone on order, and this is like a Gibson take on a Cyclone, which is a guitar that I should have bought the first time they came out. They were affordable in the store when they first came out, and I was a fool who didn't buy one.
Did you jump on the? Did you? Maybe we'll talk about it later. I don't know.
Sure.
But did you jump on the Cyclone this time around?
Oh yeah. I've got it on order from Sweetwater. Okay. So when it gets here, I'm going to do all sorts of videos with it.
Yeah.
What? This is such an interesting concept because it's like, I don't. They already have an SG that's got singles in it.
Yeah.
The model name of that. I kind of always wanted one of those, but this is like another level to it where it's just done worse. There's
been so much work done to this to like make it. So, well, I mean, I guess it's not that much work. So one of the knobs is moved to where the old pickup selector is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's nothing about this this is, like I said, this is $180 new.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you look in the center of it, you're like, oh, the 3 Jaguar pickups. That looks pretty clean. You get to the edges of the pickguard, and you're like, oh, that's pretty clean pickguard work. And then the further and further you get out, the worse this guitar gets. You get down to the switch, and you're like, oh yeah, that's an interesting way to put the switch in there and to work that interesting design. And then you see the giant bubbled up, awful finish going on. And you're like, oh, that's not ideal. And then you go further up, and you're like, oh, it's an Epiphone special. This is a $75 guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, for a parts bucket, then you could pay something different for it. But man, it's a little rough.
I mean, maybe you think someone will go for the concept. I would just, I don't know, man.
Here we go. It's Scotch time.
Is it?
Got the Kirkland stuff.
Nice.
Smells like cough syrup. Scotch cam. Tin Can Spaceman just said, I'll take that Starcaster off your hands when you fall in love with the Cyclone and forget the Starcaster exists. Man, I love that Starcaster. I don't think that's going to happen. I instantly bonded with that thing.
No, this
Fret Level Midnight says, great screen name, by the way. Fret Level Midnight says, this guitar has acne. Yeah, that's true.
This guitar doesn't have acne. This guitar has leprosy.
Or just a really bad rash. All right, man.
Yeah.
What's new, dude? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I finally restrung that bass.
Oh, yeah?
And I went to adjust the truss rod, and apparently I need a special tool for that.
I saw the email that you had come in from Gibson product support.
Yeah, so I will say that along with that, I emailed Gibson either late last night or early this morning, and they literally got back within a business day, so that's cool. They recommended an item that is a $20 multi-tool, which I'm kind of like, I don't really want a $20 multi-tool. I'm pretty sure what I needed the most, and but I will say I asked for the size of the nut, which they gave me. They told me how much nut it was.
Yeah.
And then they told me, and then they gave me, and I said, hey, can you recommend a tool for me? And they recommended a tool that I can use to adjust that nut. So I don't know if I'm going to order that one because it's like a $20 multi-tool, and I'm pretty sure I can get one that's just the normal one that you can buy at like StewMac or whatever has, or on Amazon, I think is like $5 or $6, and it's the right head size, and it has like a screwdriver at the end. It's actually pretty similar to the one that I have on my Taylor for my Taylor. But the Taylor, I think, is a 1/4 inch nut, and this is a 5/16 inch nut. And unfortunately, because it's the way the truss rod cavity is you kind of need this stupid little tool because it's a thin walled wrench. So that's what I did.
You want to say nut a couple more times?
Nut. my other what's new is I finally finished your Christmas mustard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How'd you like that?
I liked it. I like it.
You liked it?
No, I like that. I like that kind of
coarse
mustard.
Grit. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, I don't know what to do with this cute little jar. So I turned it into a little, I put Cat Albert in there, and I was like, I can keep all my picks and stuff in it. All my little odds and ends guitar things that are just kind of sitting around. So there we go. Pretty exciting. Great stuff.
Exciting stuff.
You got anything new?
Did you need to adjust the neck because the neck is bent or something like that? You just want the action's pretty high on it in the middle of the neck, so I think it just needs to be pulled back a little. Gotcha.
Reduce that bow. I need it to be straight. Right now it's a little curved.
All right, what's new is I have a small pile of things that came in the other day. from Rode.
Oh, yeah.
Rode sent me this stuff. They just did an update for the Rodecaster, which I'm using to record right now. There's a new
update like a firmware update.
Yeah, firmware. They say that it has updated kind of functionality with multi-track recording and stuff. So we'll see if that gives me any new features when I'm editing and post. So far, it just seems the same to me, which kind of good too, because I don't want to relearn anything. But they sent some little things, as little things to promote the Roadcaster. They got these XLR little bands to show you which cables are going where. I'll actually use those, and I've been thinking I need to like mark my cables because I keep getting lost on which cables are running to which amps. A fresh headphone to headphone cable for running our iPhones into the Rodecaster. Headphone adapters. I mean, this is all stuff that you can just get, wherever. But then the last thing is the important thing for the Rodecaster. They sent an official power the Rodecaster off a USB brick adapter. Cool. Because the Rodecaster has a unique kind of like power plug on it. And it does the run to a USB brick. And I use those USB bricks all the time. I use one to power my my field recorder and stuff. So that means you can take the Rodecaster on the road now.
There you go.
Oh, they gave me a pin too, so I'll add that to my collection of pins.
We're gonna have to do the first once like our first post quarantine app. We'll have to find like a Saturday and just do a deck app. Finally, do the deck app with portable Rodecaster.
Take it out on the deck.
Yeah. The problem is you're going to do portable Rodecaster, but if in order to film it, you're going to have to run 19,000 power strips out to the deck.
No, the laptop will run off a battery for an hour or so, and we're running the Rodecaster.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's right. Because we're just live streaming the video, the video now. So there we go.
There you go. We'll do a deck show. It'll be really classy.
Yeah, you got a really big deck, Ryan.
I mean, with all that nut talk, I mean, I've got a lot of nuts and bolts holding that big deck together.
Yeah, it's a big deck. It's a lot of wood.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we made all these jokes when you helped me build my big deck.
Probably did.
So what do we do now? A topic? We talk about our sponsor. Is that what?
We talk about a sponsor. This week's sponsor is Chase Bliss Audio. They make pedals more creative than you are. They just did some like crazy fundraiser. I don't forget what the total was, but it was some amount of money that blew my mind. Like $30,000.
Holy hell!
I don't know if it was just them or if it was like something they were doing, because there were a lot of different moving parts, but they were part of that, and that was really cool. And of course, Chase Bliss.
Is that the one that had all those pedal manufacturers doing?
That's the thing, is I'm not sure. I know Joel was kind of the first one I saw posting about it, but I don't know who else was involved with that. But yeah, they're there. The Chase Bliss guys are there, kind of at the epicenter of everything right now, where it all started, Minneapolis, the Minneapolis area. And so this was a close to home season for them. And yeah, anyway, they make great pedals. They make everything except a flanger, basically. So I
mean, they definitely make pedals more creative than you are. A lot more creative than I am.
Yeah. So go check them out.
Yeah.
ChaseBlissAudio.com.
Thanks to Chase Bliss for sponsoring this podcast that you people seem to know and love for so long. So if you're ever in the market for a pedal that does things that you never imagine needing to do with a pedal, send some money over to Chase Bliss and tell them that we sent you for sure. All right. Topic. We didn't have any topics selected. You were busy.
Oh yeah. Did you have a chance to smash into there?
No, let's get over to the Facebook group and just do kind of like a topic grab bag off of.
You want to talk about reverb?
No, I kind of honestly don't care about the full tone stuff anymore. I said my piece about it a little bit while you were still getting your computer started, and I'm just kind of like, Mike Fuller's an asshole. Like, he got what's been coming to him for a long time, and I have a feeling a lot of people who are saying they don't want to work with him now haven't wanted to work with him for a long time, and this is, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, I'm opening up the Facebook call for topics, and we'll just kind of go through. Emily says the Squire Paranormal series. I watched her video. She got 2 of them. So she beat
Which two
me.
did she get?
She got the Supersonic and she got the Offset Tele. I was watching her Offset Tele one, and she was doing fun little like country licks on there. I'm gonna come back and learn these licks and steal them for my videos. But that thing looks like a bunch of fun.
Ooh, how about this one? Best and worst hobbies to combine with guitar.
Like water skiing. Like miniature boats and bottles, like making miniature guitars and bottles. Like, what's the point? Like, I mean, what's the point of the boats? But I mean, especially what's the point of the guitars? You can't even play them if they're in a bottle. Butterfly collecting.
Butterfly. He's saying, so think of how they would complement each other, but also as guitar themes, like the resin fish and bullet casing guitars that that's a callback to what we've done before.
Yeah, that guy messaged us a bunch of photos of his recent one lately that he finished. It was like a armed forces themed one with like bullet casings and patches and stuff in it.
I like this one from I was paid to fly with you, Batman. Karate, because maybe you're like smashing things and you're like, you've got a slab body guitar just sitting there and you mistake it for a plywood board and you chop it in half.
Maybe that should be the next Yule log thing. Instead of burning a bunch of guitars, I take a bunch of guitars to a karate dojo and let the kids just hack them in half.
Oh my gosh.
It'd be pretty entertaining. Not as entertaining as the Yule log. Oh, by the way, the song on last week's episode, there was a video for it. The guy that recorded that, he set the video to our Yule log video from Christmas. Yeah. So that song, we didn't get to have notes on it in the episode because we didn't have it loaded up. But yeah, go listen back to last week's episode and you'll hear the song and you can go search for it and whatever.
I think any hobby that involves, the one on here that's actually like probably more true than I'd like to think about is like things like rock climbing or basketball, like things that involve a lot of like hand usage.
Yeah.
You jam a finger playing basketball or something. You're going up for a rebound. You hit your fingers into the basketball, and now you can't do much with your hands for like 2 or 3 days.
Ironically, woodworking isn't a good hobby if you're a guitarist or a musician in general, because you're gonna lose a finger at some point. But
then you can become Django Reinhardt.
Ironically, all the guitar builders are woodworkers. So I wonder if they're extra special. Are there any guitar builders that have lost fingers in bandsaw accidents or something like that? I don't know of any.
Well, we know one
around NAMM.
We know one guitar builder who basically destroyed one of his hands in a woodworking. Wasn't that a woodworking accident?
Who was that? I don't remember.
Nick from Prisma Guitars.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He still got his hand though. But we had him on the show. And talked about that.
He still had his hand, but it took he was rehabbing that thing for like a year.
Yeah. He's still local to us. I wonder how he's doing.
He is.
Get him on the show or
I talked to him. Oh, maybe I never followed. I talked to him at NAMM and he was talking about coming back on the show. He's like, I'm just down the street. Like, I go to like friggin' El Patron like twice a week.
Well, damn, I had dinner from there tonight.
Of course, now we're freaking COVID, but whatever.
Robbie H loves his firecracker salesperson.
I mean, as long as you're not using what you're selling, like you're gonna be okay there.
All right, let's see if there's any other topics.
That's the only topic, Ryan. Somebody. Oh, what? Yeah, what is a Squire Mini Jazzmaster? They made a Mini Jazzmaster?
Yeah, have you seen those?
No.
They're real. They're like duosonic scale. They're like 22 inches. The
Interesting.
initial reviews on them are that they're not good. They're piss
Oh,
poor
yeah.
toys. But I'm kind of curious about them just because I don't think most people know what they're getting into when they get a 22-inch scale guitar. Like, it's gonna be a challenge no matter what. I'm wondering if people are getting them and like, oh, this feels weird. It's like, yeah, it feels weird because it's 22 inches. Or
Yeah,
they might be turds. So
they're like, that's for kids. Kids guitar.
kids guitar, you know, make a guitar that's really hard to play because of the technical details with it. And oh, it's a kid's guitar because it's small. Obviously. Now, I wouldn't recommend my 90s Duosonic to kids, even though it's small. I mean, there's an element to it that's like you have to be kind of like a mature, thoughtful guitarist to actually use it in a certain way. I'm not saying I'm a mature, thoughtful guitarist, but
cowboy action shooting. That's a good one.
I don't know what that is. Are you like trick shooting, like spinning the gun around and stuff?
I think so.
Oh, because you could get your fingers shot off by someone shooting guns at it.
Oh, there we go.
Ah, yeah. What? Family's home.
What the hell? Turn the noise gate on.
Steve, you were supposed to put your family to bed. What? Even your wife, like, go to bed, honey. I'm gonna podcast.
I'm in the bedroom.
That kind of sucks for your wife that you're in the bedroom and we stay up till like midnight. We're gonna podcasting.
Wait, this the white gold guitar on this side or on this side of that one? Or I like how I'm pointing at my screen, like anyone can see it.
Those white golds or that white gold? I've got a lot of white gold guitars around. Someone asked about a white gold guitar, apparently.
Oh, sorry, it's not to go off topic, but does Henning know you have a Nutter guitar?
I'm assuming.
Okay, because
he made a video about having a Nutter, right?
Yeah, he just did a video about like he just released his Nutter guitars video from NAMM.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he said it or if there was just a comment on there like that looks like a Ryan guitar. And I was just like,
yeah, well, yeah. I'd love to have every model of Nutter guitar. Brian Nutter, as far as I'm aware, still in the hospital, still recovering.
No, he's home.
He's home now?
Yeah.
Man, that was a
long
he's still
run. They basically let him go home, but he's still all tubed up and everything.
Jeez, poor guy.
Yeah, I think he's lost like 40 pounds. They said
he had a hole in his throat.
Yeah, it's still there. Like the stent won't stay in place, but but at least they like figured out what the infection was. So I think once they figured that out, they were able to get enough of it out and get him on the right antibiotics so he could actually go home.
Yeah, I just feel for him.
Yeah,
such a tough thing to go through, and I'm with everything else going on. Like, it's a rough 2020 for everyone, but for Brian Nutter especially. I mean, when that guy gets on his feet again, someone's got to buy some guitars from that guy. Like,
yeah, they're super great.
Yeah, go look at Brian Nutter and wait for him to get better and buy something from him. That's all I'm saying. Are there any other good topics here?
Sure. Scott Hamilton wants to know, how much should I be tipping a valet? That's a question for Super Rich Steve.
That is
Super Rich Steve says, tip your valet your car. You've got like 12 more, right?
I knew it. You drive up, you throw the keys to the valet, and you say, "That's for you. My helicopter's picking me up."
Boom.
You wink. I never go home the same way that I came. Sometimes you bring the helicopter and you throw the keys to the valet and like, I'm driving home. I don't know how, but I'm going to buy something. I'm going to buy something from someone else here and drive it away, and they'll have to figure out how to get home.
It's got to be like one of those weird things where it's like you when they bring the car back to you, you just pop the trunk and pull out like a $10,000 mountain bike out of the back.
Or it's like the Batmobile, because you're super rich, Steve, and anything is possible here. It's the Batmobile. When you walk out of the club that you've been in, you pull out your little bat clicker and you click it, and one whole side of the Batmobile separates and it turns into a motorcycle.
There we go.
You leave the rest behind. And you're like, here you go, valet. You get the rest of the Batmobile.
You get 3/4 of the Batmobile.
Well, 2 wheels. I mean, it's like half. It's functionally half.
I figured I thought the motorcycle part would be independent from the rest of the car. So
no, it takes 2 wheels with it, man.
I don't know how this works.
You don't know nothing about Batmobiles.
I don't.
That's true. What we learned.
Tonight on 60 Cycle Hum, we talk about the Batmobile. How many wheels does it have? 4? Does it have backup wheels that turn into a motorcycle? I guess not.
Tune in next week as we talk about other cars from movies and shows.
Yeah.
How many wheels does the motorcycle from Chips have? 2. It's a motorcycle.
Wait, is that so? Brett Hoon says guitar stores are providing cleaned guitars. You put them in the dirty holder when you're done playing and they wipe them down. That is both crazy, but also probably real, because I know guitar stores are reopening.
I thought you were going to say, I know guitar stores are real.
Yeah.
That's what they've been doing. It sounds crazy until you realize that's what they've been doing at all the grocery stores and Costco and everything. Like every single like cart that they put back in the thing, someone is wiping down the handles and everything with Clorox wipes. All right, Ed Rosin really wants to know what is mystery guitar behind Ryan, mostly white. I think he's talking about the Harmony.
Yeah, the Harmony Silhouette. That's what it is.
Yeah, I love that guitar. That's a good guitar back there, the Harmony Silhouette. Let's see if I can get my hand lined up with it. There, it looks like I'm holding it like that. A little bit pricey compared to the normal stuff that I get. It's not an affordable guitar. They're $1,300 new, but they're made in the USA at the Heritage Factory. Nitro finishes, pickups that sound freaking amazing. I have looked on eBay for those pickups, hoping someone had swapped them out for something else and I could pick them up and put them on other guitars. So far, no dice. Also, they come with a mono bag. So for the price of
crazy.
The price of basically an import Korean Reverend, you're getting a lot of guitar from Harmony these days. And I love that thing to death. Go talk to Mike Adams too. If you guys are thinking about a Harmony, he loves his Harmony as well. And he's a connoisseur of nice guitars. So if you like it,
you ready to hit another ad? Let's hit the next ad.
I'm doing Scotch without people super chatting me. That's fine though. I'll do what I want. Get on there. Get on the screen. Nope, that's the old ad. Let's get to the new one. Oh man, Headless Telecaster custom.
Oh yeah. I posted a bunch more pictures of this.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they're in my submitted stack. The one.
Well, these are all the pictures that we need, right? This covers it. Oh.
Yeah, I don't actually think there was much in the way of. Oh no, there were words. I'll read the words.
Okay,
Here we have a super unique looking guitar. The neck is maple with rosewood fingerboard, and the body is basswood. Basswood? I think it's basswood. Likely Boswood. Likely Chinese Indonesian made. It has a bunch of aftermarket parts, including a Wilkinson vintage voice pickups, Wilkinson gold tuners, upgraded gold bridge with compensated brass saddles, custom neck plate, custom gold volume, and tone knobs, Telecaster wiring harness with CTS pots.
Oh, I think Ed Rosen was talking about the Hallmark swept wing. I'll cover that in a second, Ed.
Oak switch, orange drop, treble bleed, bone nut, some Ernie ball strings, pickups sound great. The pickguard has been painted black. Not the greatest paint job, but definitely not the worst. Debatable. I'll also be including 2 free Telecaster pickups. The neck pickup from a Harley Benton and the bridge pickup, I believe, is a Fender. Well, if you believe it, then you can dream it.
Yeah, seriously.
This guitar will definitely need adjusting and a setup, as it does have a few dead/flat notes on the higher frets. Fun guitar to mess around with or show off. Sold as is. How can you name off all of those problems
and not
on this thing and then list it originally for $350? and drop it down to $299. There's nothing on this guitar is even like what I would consider upgraded.
No. And this falls squarely under the if it looks like a bottle opener, it's probably crap rule. Like the body is a bottle opener. They cut the bottle opener into the butt end of this poor Telecaster to make room for the tuners. Because it doesn't have a headstock. They did a headstockless Telecaster here, which is fine in concept. But man, the solution of having the tuners on the butt end and having the strings splayed out like that, like why at a certain point, why even bother? Like, what are you doing here? What are you saving? What is
it's trying to do the BC Rich 10 string thing, and it's failing miserably.
I kind of look at this too, and like, I mean, with the BC Rich 10 string, where the string where the tuners are hanging out the back like that, at least you have this crazy guitar with like kind of this body shape that juts out away from the body.
Yeah.
The tuners are going to be against your belly. They're going to be like close to your body and where your arm is interacting with them. Like your forearm is definitely going to interact with that low E tuner.
Oh, there's no way that I could play this guitar without like wearing
like other forearm guards.
It's going to be like you probably I don't know if you remember this as a sports connoisseur.
Oh, yeah.
But in like the late 90s, early 2000s, a lot of baseball players basically wore like, it looked like they were wearing like body armor on their like elbows, like their forward batting elbow. They're literally wearing like skateboard elbow pads, like the hard plastic. But then even
like caught their elbow or something.
Yeah, it was because it was like their lead arm. So if a pitcher like threw inside, it would just hit the elbow guard instead of like hitting you in the elbow. But it's
they should have put a little mitt there instead to catch the ball.
There you go. Catch and throw it back.
Yeah, exactly, with your elbow. Yeah, this
is terrible.
It's one of those things where like people are like, I've got this old grandpa style guitar and all these like Strandbergs and stuff are the hot thing. You know what? I've got a saw. I can turn my old grandpa guitar into one of these hot new like trendy hipster guitars, one of these millennial guitars that all the genters are playing. It's like, why? But just go buy the thing that you want.
I don't even hate the idea of a headless Telecaster.
No, that's fine.
This just isn't the way to do it. And for what it's worth, like Strandberg makes a Tele style guitar.
Yeah. I played that at the first TGU.
Yeah, so
a bunch of fun.
And there's other, and like I said, there's other ways to do this. You could put in like a micro tuner system that doesn't look like trash. Basically like like a Floyd Rose kind of a thing, like
Sure. No, they have those. They could have dropped that in here behind that bridge. Is those bolt-on tune from behind the bridge things?
Yeah,
like you could have left the Telecaster bridge strung through it and had those. They look like tubes that like screw down.
No, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
And you put those behind that bridge, and that's all you need. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea you had, Steve. That's
every once in a while.
And it would have looked cool too, because it would have looked like a black racing stripe behind that bridge.
Yeah,
that's an interesting idea. I want to see that executed, because the whole bottle opener cut thing on any guitar is always ugly, and this is an especially ugly version of that.
Yeah, this ad, if I didn't say at the beginning, was sent by Kevin Hernandez, or as Ryan would put it, Kevin Hernandez.
Did I mess it up? Yeah. Okay. My wireless keyboard has been doubling things. And if I don't watch it, I just need to switch to my old wireless keyboard because the new one sucks. Freaking Apple. What are you doing? What's with this design that sucks now? The old one worked fine. They made it USB chargeable instead of wasting double A's in it.
Gotcha.
It's ruining my whole life. Man. I got nothing else to say about this thing. You feel good about what we said?
I mean, I don't feel good about it, but I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Oh yeah, Hosa. Hey Hosa, by the way. says, I love how the nut is barely hanging on for life. Yeah, it's like really hanging off the edge of this thing. Let's see if I can zoom in on that.
That is what she said. Pooh Ninja says that's what she said. The nuts barely hanging on for life.
I mean, maybe it's better than it looks, but it looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
There's just this big old gap right there. Why? Did this start off as a headless neck, or you think they trimmed it?
Oh, I don't know. I assumed it started that way. It read like it started that way.
I don't know, man. Whoop. I like the little sound that makes when it goes bye-bye.
You ready to talk about this week's album?
Oh, yeah, the album. Yeah, let's talk about the album. Let me pull up my notes for that. We listened to Idols?
Yep. The band is Idols. The album is called Joy as an Act of Subversion. What did you think about this album, Ryan?
It was fun. I had a great time when when I heard the name Idols. I feel like I'd heard the name before, but I'd never listened to it. I didn't know how to place it, and I was like, I bet this is going to be some sort of kind of like hipsterish, like folky indie sort of thing. And then it started, and I was like, no, I think this is going to be like a doom thing. This is going to be like a doom metal sort of thing, because it was the first track. Most of it was really dark. And by the end of the first track, I was like, no, this is like a fun punk rock, like up tempo, kind of like major scale, kind of like low tuned jams sort of thing. And most of the album was a ton of fun and kept the fun coming the whole time.
Yeah, that first track felt like the workout montage from a movie.
Oh, I forgot to make the little overlay that shows the album. I'm sorry. Oh well.
That was one where I was just like, the whole time I was listening to it, I was like, I feel like I need to go on a run right now. I feel like I need to go pump, like do a like 1.5 push-ups, maybe even 2 push-ups.
What was the name of the album again? Joy is an Act of Resistance.
Joy is an Act of Subversion.
Oh. Well, there's
Joy as an act.
Joy is an Act of Resistance.
Is it Resistance? Did I write it down wrong?
I don't know. I think you did. I'm going to pull up the one that says Joy.
Joy as an Act of Resistance. I don't know why I wrote Subversion.
Yeah, either do I, Steve. That's what I've been trying to figure out.
Sorry. Joy is an Act of Subversion. I think it is like a philosophical concept that I don't really know anything about. But anyway, the second track. Did you actually watch any of the music videos for this?
Yeah. It had that video game fight thing going on.
Yeah, it was like Street Fighter 2. I only watched that video because I was like so confused, and it was just like this. It's Street Fighter meets the Radiohead Paranoid Android music video thing going on. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it seemed like they had a good collection of music videos across the board, which is an interesting. I'm assuming this is a modern band. Interesting thing for a modern band to have a bunch of music videos these days, when it's mostly like kind of like a dead media. Yeah. Because
a lot of artists still make music videos. Like I think there's enough of a
like YouTube thing going on.
Well, now YouTube plays count towards like your charts.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like your streaming plays, and then there's that, and then there's just the fact that there's still value to like making a video, and in terms of like helping your people share that stuff now. It's like, oh, did you see the new video from such and such artist? It's so weird. Here you go.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any like specific notes for the album?
Yeah, I did, Ryan.
But you're not going to share them, are you?
So one of the things that's like, I don't know if this is like specifically a British punk, post-punk thing. I don't think it is. But I definitely noted that the bass, like a lot of the tracks are very bass forward, not just in like you were saying, like, oh, it's this doomy, moody thing at the beginning, and that those kinds of sounds are continue, but the bass is just really like present
Yeah.
and clear.
It's very low signal forward, and the guitar is there, but it's kind of back behind a lot of stuff. Like
It's kind of noisy. It's
Yeah.
kind of like less defined. The bass is very it's very like I mean, it's, I don't know, I didn't look it up, but it makes me think of like that super punchy P bass or like Music Man.
Yeah. I had a note on it on the vocals. Where is it? Oh, his voice reminds me of the band Art Brut. Do you remember Art Brut? Kind of like
No.
an early aughts band, very British sounding. They had a song called like we had a band. They had a song about, I think they got radio play here. I used to listen to this band called Art Brut. Maybe I'm maybe I'm the only person who listened to them. But I was getting the same kind of vibe off the singer to the point where I looked up Art Brut and was trying to figure out if it was the same singer, and I do not think it is. But yeah, if anyone knows that band, maybe they'll agree with me.
I'm reading about them, but I don't know. That song you talked about, Formed a Band, was on in 2012. John Flansburgh from They Might Be Giants listed that as one of his top 10 tracks.
Oh, well, there you go.
So there you go.
John's listening right now. I know that maybe he'll agree with me. John, I know They Might Be Giants members have listened to this show in the past, which still blows my mind. So hi, They Might Be Giants, if you're listening right now, John or otherwise.
The other thing that I noted is, two different things. One, and maybe this is kind of an insensitive thing to say. It's not insensitive. I think it's funny. Did you ever look at the front man in any of the videos? Like,
well, yeah, I saw him singing.
Okay.
And doing all the
Yeah,
stuff.
he looks like Joe Branton.
He does look like Joe Branton.
Okay, not just me.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I was just watching him and be like, oh, this guy's a character. This guy's fun.
But I was like, does he actually look like Joe Branton? Does he actually look like Joe Branton, or is it just like because he has dark hair and a mustache and he's British that I thought of Joe Branton? I
think it's the same thing as anyone who has dark hair, glasses, and a beard looks like you. Anyone who's blonde and very pinkish white with a beard, it looks like me. You know,
the one my wife always associates me with is do you remember the French model commercial where it's like a blind date or something, or like online dating, and the guy shows up and he's like, and she's like, I thought you were a French model or model, and he's like, bonjour. No, just me. Okay.
No, I don't know that one. FD Design Super Chat.
Hold on, we got to finish this. We'll get to that. So the other thing I was saying is, this album felt stereotypical, not in a bad way. Like once I realized, like, oh, this is a UK like punk, post-punk thing. I was like, I kind of feel like where this is going now all the time, and that's fine. I also felt like I was feeling, for this being an album that came out in like 2018. There were a lot of like 90s vibes going on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or like late 80s, like, without knowing anything else about this band, I could tell you like, oh, they're very clearly listening to like Fugazi,
oh sure,
or Jawbreaker, or Rites of Spring, or bands who listen to them.
Yeah.
Because by this point, it's like, is Idols listening to Fugazi, or is Idols listening to someone from like 2003 who was listening to Fugazi?
Yeah. I mean, no matter what, I think they did a valid, sincere stab.
At
those sounds that they were playing with. I didn't feel like, oh, this is just referencing a bunch of stuff. Like it felt sincere. I had a great time listening to this album.
Yeah, and I like the way it ended. It ends on that, just kind of devolves into noise rock.
Yeah.
Kind of grindy and all over the place and yelling. And I don't remember when Reagan was president because I was 6 when he was de-elected.
De-elected. That's one way to.
When he was ousted.
Didn't he serve 2 terms?
He did.
All right. So when he.
From 1981 to 1990.
When he completed his terms, he wasn't removed from office.
When he passed the torch, the George Herbert Walker
when he
Bush.
was ousted, when they took him out and they removed him from the White House, I'm pretty sure he just left on his own.
I mean, presidential term limits weren't in the original Constitution, which is the only Constitution I care about.
All right, ST Design super chatted us $4 and asked favorite acoustic guitar: Takamine, Martin, Taylor. I think we could just be like
BMK.
Which acoustic? EMK?
We gonna BMK this? Steal something from the Tone Jerks?
Oh, we're gonna Tone Jerks it up.
I feel like this one's kind of obvious, but maybe you'll have a different one than I.
Bump.
Huh?
What does the B stand for?
Bang.
Bang.
Or you could do it gear some style. Was it stash it, mash it, trash it? But I've never.
Let's get a third podcast in there. Let's see if we can steal from 3 podcasts. All right, so I'm gonna say probably bang the Martin, trash the Takamine, and stash the Taylor.
I like how you combined the two. No, that's the exact same thing I was going to say.
Yeah. Like a Martin, it'd be like, yeah, I want to mess around with a Martin for a little while, and then I'll remember, like, oh yeah, I don't like Martins because they just feel kind of like dull and clunky to me. And then I'd take the Takamine and I'd take it to a beach bonfire and I'd leave it there.
I've played some really nice Takaminis.
Yeah.
They're just not.
I've played some trash Takaminis too, though.
Yeah. But I would, to me, Martin acoustics tend to be an acoustic I'd go to play to get it like a certain sound, but maybe not my everyday sound. Taylor's like my dream workhorse guitar, I guess.
Thanks for the super chat, Robert. I'm doing a full shot thanks to Robert McDowell.
And yeah, Takamine, like I've played good ones, but overall, like if I'm picking between the 3, I'm not picking one of those.
I was having the thought, like, I haven't bought an acoustic guitar in probably 20, 25 years or something like that, except for that baby Taylor that I bought for my wife that never gets played, except for when we take it on road trips or whatever. I'm trying to think of what I would shop for right now if I was to shop for an acoustic guitar at all.
I don't know,
I've wanted a classical guitar for a long time, but I have no idea what brand I'd look at. And I just want to have one with electronics in it to do loopy, spacey stuff with.
Right.
And, recreate cake tones. But I have no idea what brand I would look at. I'd have to do a lot of research to figure out what classical acoustic I'd want. What about you? Like, you have some acoustics. You play acoustic.
Yeah, I struggle because, like, I've always wanted a higher end Taylor, like my forever. Like, I'd say like a 600 series or higher. I think like probably the 614 is like a workhorse dream guitar. But it's one of those things where I say like, oh, it's a workhorse guitar, but a Taylor 614 CE right now is like, I don't even know. I think they're like $3,000. So the idea of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this freaking workhorse, so to speak, guitar for $3,000, like
that's one of those things where I'd have to like get extra insurance on my Nissan Sentra every time I drove the guitar somewhere.
Right. And I know used, like, you can get them cheaper, like you can actually get them under some of the older ones for like around $2,000 used. But I keep coming back to like, should I just like bite the bullet? Should I have like bit the bullet when they did that deal? Was it a month or two ago? There we go, $3,600
Gee.
So I've done that thing like when it was 2 months ago where they were like selling if you got like a 2 series Taylor, you could get a baby Taylor for like $99.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and in my head, I'm just always like, oh, the 2 series is trash. I don't want to deal with that, whatever. But the ones that I've played are fine. They're just not they're not as pretty. They're not as, whatever. And also, I really probably couldn't have I could have afforded it. I got a bonus around there that I used to pay bills. I could have done something fun.
I'm falling asleep because acoustic guitars are so boring.
Oh my gosh. So drama. I know RJ from Teletalks just got a new Martin. Well, a new to him Martin. And I really want to go check that guitar out because I hear it's really nice. He says it's really good.
I lent him my Kangra. We're talking about RJ, right?
Yeah.
I lent him my Kangra. He said he was going to ship it back. I haven't seen it show up yet. I just remembered that.
I need to get the that FX1 whatever guitar or pedal board back from
He's just borrowing stuff and he's going to skip town. A big old scam from RJ.
He's got that FX. Was it the FXT1?
Yeah.
Pedal board.
I think I loaned out a couple things at our 300th episode, and I don't even remember what any of it was anymore.
Brian Gower from the Tone Jerks still has my 1981 DRV, and Aaron Abubo from the Gear Slum has my Quiet Theory Prelude.
Oh, shoot. Calling them out.
Those are the 2 that I remember. If there's any more, then I guess I don't own those anymore.
They're gone now. Did we loan? I think we loaned out my DS1 that you modded, but I don't remember to who.
Oh, really?
Unless I've got it in a shelf in a drawer somewhere, I don't see it out.
Did we loan anything to Co?
I don't
flippers.
I don't remember. So anyways, we had a couple topics there. Do we want to do another ad?
Yeah, let's do an ad.
We've actually got 2 more of them.
What?
I know.
Which one are you going to do first?
I had 3 selected. Yeah, there's the other one. Let's start with this acoustic sonic first. I had 3 of them, and then I got into the Google Drive, and you had dumped a bunch of stuff in there. I was looking through it, and I was like, oh man, there's a good one in there. It was the Tele one with the bottle cutter.
Bottle
opener cut on it.
All right. This is the Homemade Pancakes by Joey Jaworski. Well, I got the Acoustasonic guitar build finished up good to go with my Helix. It's not perfect, but it turned out pretty good. Weighs in at 4 pounds. So basically somebody tried to make that pancake guitar. How much do they want for this?
RJ says to come over this weekend.
I know.
You know what? I asked if there was a price for it, and he said that it wasn't a for sale post. It was someone posting their build on a group.
Oh, okay.
My thought on this is when the Acoustasonic came out, I made that video saying it looks like Pancakes.
Yeah.
Which it did. And this also looks like Pancakes, and appropriately looks like a homemade version of a pancake. Like the Fender version looks like a professional, like a griddle cake.
Yeah.
Perfect, sort of blend across the colors on the top of it. And this looks like one of my trashy dad pancakes that I make at home, and I'm the one that eats it because the kids won't touch it because it looks so bad. I biffed up the flip and it's all mutated and stuff.
Yeah,
so it looks like pancakes.
I always get stuck with those, and like I'll try to give them to my older kid, and she's like, "Oh, I don't want that one." I'm like, "It still tastes like a freaking pancake, dude!" Like,
yeah, you could chop it up into just mush, and it still tastes like a pancake. I don't think my kids actually care when I ruin a pancake, but I'm like, I need to give them the good one to prove to them that I'm a worthy father.
Oh my gosh. I think my kids care more about, if I burn one, which is usually either the first one seems like, it's the one where I look at the pan and go, there's already enough oil in there. I don't need any more oil. That's the one that I burn.
My first one is always like the perfect one. And then the one that I'm going to eat, I walk away for a minute. I come back. I'm like, damn it. I burned it. I'm going to die from eating all these burned pancakes. Instead of that's the thing. I'm sacrificing my body for my family. So anyways, What about this guitar? This is the homemade Acoustasonic. It looks very homemade. It has an interesting kind of like carve around the edge of it, simulating sort of a German carve, but also kind of like a binding sort of.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has a hot rail in the same location that the Acoustasonics do. The finish just looks like roughly stained leather. It is wood, but it has that look, like someone just poured like shoe polish in a blotchy way all over like a leather shoe or something like that.
Right. The thing that bugs me the most about this, and I feel like it sounds so trivial, but it's the cavity covers look like trash.
Yeah, they're huge. They honestly look worse than when our buddy Adam, who's in the chat a little while ago, our buddy Adam made Tupperware covers for the back of his BC Rich.
Yeah.
Like these somehow look rougher than that.
No, they look really, I think they might be over tightened.
For
where
sure
the screws are.
But they also might not fit into the routes that were cut for them. So they might be like twisted and warped, like being pushed into those routes that are misfitting it. I mean, good on this guy for giving it the good, good old try. I wouldn't have tried to make cavity controls that fit into a routed out relief like that. Like he went the extra mile. It's just pretty rough execution. But I mean, this guy's not selling this thing. It's easy for us to trash on stuff that people are selling. He's not selling it. He made it for himself.
Yeah.
And he's happy with it. I mean, he did the concept. He did an acoustic bodied Telecaster with a bolt-on neck and a hot rail on the bridge. There is a quirky element to the bridge saddle. I don't know if you got close enough to see it. I'm pretty sure the bridge saddle is backwards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's supposed to be on the other way, where those notches go where the high strings are.
Attention to detail.
Yeah. Let's get some other closer looks at this. I don't know what's going on with that. It's
can I get some more pickles?
There's like a laser etched control cover. There's some sort of design on it. You know what? Instead of trying to put a stain on this, they should have given it the barn treatment and made this a barn sexual Acoustasonic. Like let it get grayed and silver and let it get a little bit weathered, and then it would make a little bit more sense. It looks like there's so much like glue or like clear coat around the edges of the bridge.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I'm trying to figure out if it was done wrong or if it was just not cleaned up.
I mean, all this is done wrong in air quotes, but if it achieves the result that the builder wanted as far as playability and sound, then none of us can criticize it.
Right.
It's clearly done, to an outsider builder's like aesthetic. This is not at all a professional build, and this doesn't have to be. Things don't have to be professional builds. I know that.
Yeah.
Anyone.
As long as this is one of those ones where it's like, as long as they're happy with it, then whatever. I wouldn't
exactly.
If I saw this on the open market, I'd be like, maybe 300 tops.
You want to sing with me, Steve? If it makes you happy.
No, I don't.
Oh, come on. Can't be that bad.
Can't be that bad.
That could have been epic, Steve, if you jumped in on that with me.
Yeah. If it makes you happy, then why the hell are you so sad? I listened to that album like a couple weeks ago.
We should listen to an album like that. All right, next ad, and then we'll wrap up and get out of here and call it a night. Well, we'll hang out. But anyways, this is a weight relieved PVT 40 for $150. First impression, Steve. Merry trash smash.
Well, it's already trashed.
Are you gonna bang it? Or are you gonna marry it? Or are you gonna kill it? We need our own. There's 2 podcasts that have their version of that. We need to have our own version of it.
Well, Bang Mary Kill is the
I know.
world's version of the.
I know.
Excuse me. I save the neck. Like everything about this that makes this guitar what it is still is intact. So
Yes.
you could pull all the hardware, save the neck, and then just either buy a new body. I feel
I'm going to say, because what we're looking at is a PV240, a PVT40 bass, bridge intact, pickups intact, controls intact, pickguard intact, neck intact. The upper bout of the body, top horn and armrest area have been cut away. At first I thought they were broken away, but no, it's a cut, and the body has been cut around the edge of the pickguard.
Yeah.
I say they didn't cut enough. Cut a straight line across that through the pickguard, just do the flat, straight 90-degree line through that guitar, and I would play that bass. I would play that long guitar just like that. It's probably the perfect amount of weight relief for a classically heavy T40. I don't need that upper bout to play bass. In fact, it might be even more comfortable. And it's gonna look freaking cool for $150. I say freaking marry this and bang this.
I don't know, man. I'm a salvager on this one. I just sit around and wait till a real body popped up, or see if Warmoth makes any bodies for these.
There might be part slips for this, where you buy this, say you offer 75, if it's not selling off the used market here, you buy this. There's someone out there who has a stock one, but they're missing a bridge saddle, or they're missing a knob, or they're missing a pickup. Yeah. Suddenly you become a parts store and you sell parts at $60 a pop, because you can't just go buy those things. You can't find them. You have to wait for someone to sell them.
I mean, you could definitely sell the intact parts off this and get $150. I have no doubt about that.
I bet I bet you could sell the body and the neck separate, and sell the body with the bridge on it. There's $100. Sell the neck with the tuners on it. There's $100.
Oh, probably more. These things intact
are loaded. That's probably $200.
These things intact right now are like 500, 600 plus.
Yeah.
So you would have no problem flipping parts off of this. For $150, if I had the space to do projects and stuff, I think I might chase this for $150.
Here's what I say. Sell the neck, the pick guard fully loaded, and then the bridge separate. Keep the body. Use it as a cutting board.
There you go.
Made out of oak or something, whatever those things are made out of.
Yeah.
Put a little oil on there. It's a really fun cheese board. You keep it around the kitchen.
Now you've got a knife. Now you've got a knife, a cutting board that reminds you every day that you are also a guitar player.
Yes. Or that you hate guitars so much that you will take them apart. So yeah, I like this thing. I think if this was local, I have no idea where it is, but if it was local, I might give it the side eye for a little bit. Yeah,
this was sent by Randy Chaplin. Thanks, Randy.
Yep. All right, you want to close?
Oh, we forgot to do housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Saved it for what's that?
We need a housekeeping song to put on the soundboard.
We went a little long, but thanks for Steve Travelby, who's supporting us at the $5 level.
Thanks, Steve.
And Tim Cornfield, who jumped in at the $10 level. If you want to support the show, jump on the Patreon at patreon.com/60cyclehumcast. Whether it's $1 or $25 or
$1,000. Support us at the $6,000 level, and I will come to your house and film one of your guitars.
The 400. I need to make the $420 level, the Joe Rogan level. And
Joe Rogan to come on the show.
Yeah, I don't think that's what we would be able to do for that, but but anyway, you support the show. We definitely appreciate everyone who supports the show. Hopefully, you know what? Since these are going straight on, you haven't been putting the graphic at the end, huh?
No.
Oh,
sorry.
It's disappointing.
Yeah, it's been a while. You know what? All this quarantine stuff is coming to a close, even though infections are ramping up and the world is getting worse. Maybe we'll risk our lives and limbs and do a regular episode sometime in the future.
We'll see. We'll think about it. Anyway, this week's song was sent by Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
He says, hi, Ryan and Steve. Love the podcast. My name is Gary, and I play in a band from New York called the Shirt Club.
I like it already.
Yeah. We play short and sweet punk-inspired songs and just put out our first album in February called Talent Show. The song I'm sending you guys is called Hot Pink Cast. As far as the gear rundown goes, I played my 2011 Special Run Tele with an Animals pedal Surfing Bear OD. And Teresa, our singer/guitarist, played her Duosonic reissue.
Nice.
We recorded through her Blues Junior amp. The whole album was recorded ourselves in our drummer Max's bedroom. We all hope you enjoy the song. If you want to hear the rest of our album, you can stream it on our Bandcamp, shirtclub.bandcamp.com, and streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and Google Play. So for those of you on the audio podcast, here is Hot Pink Cast. For those of us on the live stream, hi.
We're gonna hang out. All right.
So
enjoy.
Good night, guys. Stay grounded to the audio folks.
All right, I stopped recording. I threw the link out there if anyone wants to join on with us and hang out. Otherwise, ask us questions, whatever you want to do. We're just here. Or we could just go to bed. You want to just go to bed, Steve? Call it a night. I've been sleeping.
Oh, yeah,
I'll say that. All right, I didn't even read this. Craig Flowers Music Studio. America, 1/20th of the world's population, 2 million cases, 1/4 worldwide cases, 115,000 deaths, 1/4 of worldwide deaths. Let's reopen. Yeah, sounds about right.
That is basically
what happened is we just got distracted with all the police brutality and all that sort of stuff, and we're like, screw it. We're all going to die with our heads being smushed by police.
I mean, I feel like people were pretty much saying screw it before we collectively decided that like maybe we should deal with some of our domestic problems.
Right. Robot Master Switch says, I'd jump on stream, but I really don't want to have to put on a shirt. I mean, we could make you more comfortable and take our shirts off.
No, I'm good.
$50 super chat. I'll take my shirt off.
Oh my gosh.
We'll take this over to what is the thing called? People get naked.
You tell me, man.
I don't. There's some service people are talking about that people use for like live sex shows or whatever. SD Design sent us $3 ETA for the 60 cycle hum barbecue video. Oh man, I need to get on that. I did my video for tomorrow is gonna be my upgrades that I did to the Classic Creep.
Oh,
I put new pickups in it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I got a wiring harness from Gun Street in here, and it's a lot surfier now. Oh, I swapped the bridge too. New bridge on there. So I'm gonna do a surf and turf video where it's me playing surf guitar without any really like purpose to it other than just like playing some licks, and then mixed in between is gonna be me giving my my process for smoking ribs. So I filmed the rib part. I just need to film the rest.
That kind of surf and turf.
Yeah. So maybe sometime next week. I have a bunch of things on the back burner that I need to get to, and that's one of them.
I was thinking of surf and turf, like you were gonna like eat lobster, but would be surf and surf.
Surf and surf, right?
Yeah.
Well, I could eat lobster and play like country licks. That would be the opposite of surf and turf with surf guitar and turf and meat.
Turf and surf.
Yeah, exactly. Turf and surf. I'm gonna put an invitation into our secret YouTube personalities group.
So secret.
So, well, people know that it exists. They don't know what it's called. And even if they knew what it was called, they wouldn't be able to join, right? Because you have to have an invitation.
I believe that is the case.
Maybe we'll get someone. We'll probably get Vlad. He's usually up this time. Surprised. Maybe people are tired of us, Steve. There's usually people waiting here to hang out with us. And now we're just we're all alone. There's 91 people watching. That was more than the past couple.
It's a tough day, man.
It is a tough day.
It's this heat wave. So the worst part is
it's been hot.
The air conditioner inside my building is like blasting. So I didn't do it today, but like yesterday, I freaking brought a hoodie into work, knowing full and well that it was gonna, like, literally, it's like it was 85 degrees when I got to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like carrying a hoodie into the office because
it was gonna be cold.
The air conditioner's freaking freezing.
Yeah.
Dude, Surf and Turf Burrito is my jam.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't get them too often because they're a couple bucks extra, but
yeah. Kapul said Surf and Turf Burrito, carne asada, and shrimp. The one at Lucha Libre is the best Surf and Turf in my opinion because they put big shrimps in there, a lot of them. And they get the fries just right. Man, I want that right now. And they something about everything Lucha Libre, like you taste it for like 3 days in your mouth, like it doesn't leave you.
I haven't been to Lucha Libre since our 200th episode.
Wow, that's a long time. I was doing some work downtown or something, and it was just the right time of day for me to stop in and grab something.
Oh, cool.
I got something, I think, like 2 months ago, something like that. Oh, it was when I was shooting video down at the Navy base in Silver Strand. Here we are. We're geography podcasting. We're doing it.
Yep. That's what people are really here for.
Mm-hmm. Geography. I meant geography.
Super chat us a couple bucks. Give us a geographical location, and we'll talk about it for a couple minutes.
Edo is here.
Hey, speaking of geography, man, like you're gonna move to the East Coast?
Yeah, dude, I got a job at Pfizer.
That's wild.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy.
What are you doing at Pfizer? I know Pfizer's like medical stuff. Right?
Embryos. Now it's embryos.
You're roboting. Yeah, I'm just hearing you say embryos over again.
Is it going to be on the... Is this live? Am I on the thing?
Yeah, this is live.
Never mind. That's all it is.
I think your internet is slow. You sound like a Terminator.
Oh, okay. I'll be back.
He's got to go get faster internet juice. Oh man. So he's going to work at Pfizer doing embryo stuff.
I think I know what that means. I've got some ideas.
Steve has some ideas. Is it dark? Is it something that we don't want to know about?
No, but it might be something that, I mean, I'm sure people know.
He's just going to be an egg farmer. He's just going to farm chickens. You want to hear about my recent crime against my own body?
Yeah. You give yourself double diabetes or what?
Yes, stereo diabetes. Emily's here.
I'm here.
Hey,
I thought I saw Beto.
He was here for a second, but he had like 2 units
Literally
of
just a second.
I know, I was about to talk about how I decided to go skateboarding earlier in the week. I'm mostly healed up on my elbow.
I was gonna ask you about that because I was sincerely concerned for you when I saw you had that mark on your elbow. I'm like, are you okay?
I've got a matching one on my knee, and then
I saw both. Yeah,
I got a road rash on my side. We went for a walk earlier in the week, and I was like, you know what? This is a nice evening. I'm gonna grab my skateboard that I haven't ridden in 2 years, and I'm just gonna cruise around, and I'll show off for my kid. And I did pretty good. I didn't fall until the last little thing I tried to do on the way home. It was almost in front of my house, and I just it was my longboard. I've got this longboard. And I did a really
longboards are easier though, aren't they?
Yeah, but
I grew up with penny boards, so I'm like, I can't do that.
here's what I did is I did like this really big deep turn because I was feeling really confident for some stupid reason, and the wheels stuck. It got caught underneath the board because I was turning so hard. So the board got stuck where it was. It put on the brakes. I kept going. I landed on my feet and got like 4 or 5 steps in trying to find my balance, and I just couldn't find it. And I just
you tried.
I tried.
Biffed. Is biffed it like slang from what's that time traveling movie?
Shut up.
What's that time traveling? Bill and Ted's. Yes, it's in Bill
Back
and
to
Ted.
the Future. I was talking about Back to the Future.
Oh, Back to the Future. Yes, there's just a bit.
See, he didn't get it, Steve. Don't get mad at me. But really, is it slang from Back to the Future? Because it seems like it would be.
Oh, I think it goes. I think they named Biff after that.
Yeah.
Origin of Biffed It.
Is commenters? Is that a common thing to say biffed? Maybe that's just something from my family or from Southern California. Steve,
Biff is actually mid-19th century slang for a sharp movement.
Oh, that's about right. I biffed it. It felt very sharp.
A biff is I'm sorry, I'm reading.
Oh,
it moved to be a strike or a punch, a blow or a punch.
So in this case, you punched yourself with the ground.
Punch yourself right in the mouth.
The worst part of it, the worst injury, wasn't the scraped knee and shoulder and elbow and side. It was that I landed on my elbow, which wrecked my shoulder, and now
that's the worst.
Now I've got like chronic pain, and I've had it for like 4 days.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I actually saw a Supersonic video, and I was going to message you later and be like, "Hey, is that all right? Have you checked that out? Because that makes me worried to look at."
I've got.
If it was like a legion, I'd be like, maybe see a doctor.
Yeah, it's just a big freckle. It's weird. It was really uneven, but now it's got real round and huge.
The funny thing is, I actually got. You're talking about this.
Thick. It's a thick freckle.
It's real thick with 2 C's.
Have you seen this thing called the waterborne surf adapter?
No.
So I actually had an ad for this company pop up on my Facebook or Instagram or something. It's a surf skate truck, basically to convert your skateboard, whatever it is, whatever skateboard, right? It's called I'll just send you the link, but it's by Waterborne Skateboard. It's called a Surf and Rail Adapter. They actually sell them on Amazon for like $70. Oh, for only the front truck. But it's basically designed
like a pivoting sort of thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a super thick truck, or it's like an adapter for your truck to allow you to like really pivot super hard.
Yeah.
And they show this guy in the video like he's skating like the Los Angeles canals, and he's like super pumping, like he's pumping and carving at the same time.
Yeah, I don't need a new thing to give me an opportunity to wreck myself again because my shoulder hurts bad enough as it is, and I just got over like my other shoulder hurting for years from me wrecking it holding a child. Like that's all it takes is holding a child every day for years. Wrecked my shoulder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to get my
everybody every parent I know makes child like parenthood look so awesome.
Oh, it's the biggest mistake you can make that you love doing every day.
Wow.
Once I went out for lunch with my brother after we all went to my brother also lives in Seattle, although we're from Ohio. And we went to the zoo with my niece, and afterwards we went to this Mexican restaurant, which is actually where I went tonight. And my niece kind of ran off halfway through our lunch. My brother looked at me right before he left and threw 220s on the table. He's like, my husband and I says, "Never have kids." I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh, wouldn't you feel like a dick if I was pregnant right now?
I'd say have kids if you want them. But kiss your previous life goodbye because it's a new life after that.
Everybody I know says try to accomplish everything you want before you have kids. I'm like, I don't think there's time.
No, you accomplish different things. Like, I mean, Steve and I have done this whole thing after. I mean, I think both our wives were pregnant when we started the podcast, right? We're close to it.
First pregnancies, or
Yeah,
second for me.
it was my first kid, and so that was like maybe a midlife crisis thing for us to start.
Your little mini me. I mean, a podcast is kind of a minimal thing to do. It's like the demo channel. I'm like, I like, as someone who works from home, especially right now, I'm like, I don't really understand, Ryan, how you do this, like with kids in the house right now.
It is. It's a grind for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you convince your kids like you have to go record a dumb guitar video instead of spending time with them? Yet hang out with you and enrich your life and form meaningful memories with you, because people need to know how this Boss pedal sounds.
Yeah.
Is that why you use the Helix more?
Well, I use the Helix when I go and travel because it's just convenient. I haven't been using it.
What do you use in studio?
I'm still using amps with
okay.
Yeah. But I'm in the garage, so. Is
it relatively soundproof? Because like I work in my office on the ground floor of our townhome, and I'm positive it resonates. Like if I play an amp, it resonates through the other two units too. Sure.
I think my family just doesn't care at this point. There's so much other noise going on, they don't care. And sometimes I'll hear like a big scream or cry coming from the house while I'm recording. I'm like, I wonder if the mic's got that. And sometimes it does.
Sometimes, yeah.
Mostly, yeah. I trained myself to not react, because probably 9 times out of 10, like you won't be able to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
To, like, stop everything and be like, I gotta retake this.
I like in the Supersonic video at one point you like repeated something you said, obviously with the intention of like cutting it.
Yeah.
Which I actually did the exact same thing in the Offset Tele video I did.
So for the purpose of efficiency and saving time and just trying to make everything flow, is like I have a rule that I don't go back to edit. So I edit in real time, and when I get to the end, I'm like, well, I did it, and I don't go back and watch stuff. So sometimes I make mistakes that I don't catch until I'm premiering it.
And you're like,
yeah.
I put my Stetson on backwards in my Offset Tele video, and I watched it today, and I was like, it's on backwards.
You're just supposed to like lean into it and be like, oh yeah, that's what I do. That's my persona.
Well, it's like the Stetson. It's like just a little more narrow in the front, a little more wide in the back. And just a little bit ago, someone commented that they love the backwards Stetson. I'm like, I kind of want to send you a T-shirt now because
Beto's here.
Hey!
Hey guys.
Hey, welcome back.
We can hear you. We can see you moving. It's a better day on the internet for Beto.
Oh, thanks. I was on my phone. It's not that good. It's not a good phone.
Could you not hear him earlier?
No, he was freezing up and roboting on us.
Yeah.
That's a real Domo Arigato situation.
Domo.
What you got there, man? Oh, nice.
Is that a Gibson?
No.
Close enough.
It's an Epiphone.
Gibson adjacent.
Yeah.
You can't blame me for seeing that pickguard and assuming Gibson.
No, it looks. It actually it also has that mustache.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah. It's beautiful, and it sounds just like how it's supposed to. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. I love Gibson acoustics unabashedly.
Can you hear my guitar when I strum?
Yeah.
It actually sounds pretty decent. I mean, for live video, it sounds like a guitar.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like a synth or anything.
So I was hanging out with my band. How'd y'all's episode go?
Oh, it was fine. We just did our normal thing, you know.
Did you talk about the paranormal series?
I touched on it a little bit, but I didn't like talk about it.
Yeah. SD Design asked if I was a Cougars fan or a Huskies fan, and I am a Buckeyes fan. Sorry.
Sassy Cat. You got to put on headphones.
Whoa,
there we go.
Headphones.
Hello. How's everybody?
I got to mute you, Sassy Cat. You got to put on headphones and turn off your speakers because it is doubling up pretty bad. All right, we'll give you.
Are you in Portland, Sassy Cat?
He's got to figure out this
Wow.
situation.
He's got a Portland shirt on. Yeah.
It's like
This
a
is a
Christmas
fun
party.
online party.
I've got my
Like-
Fender uke here.
Oh, I
yeah.
asked for one of those. I
nice.
didn't get it.
I like this thing. All right, he's got headphones on. I'm going to unmute him and
Beautiful.
see. Still doubling. Here, I've got a built-in delay. now.
Oh,
I think you did it. I think the doubling's over.
Yeah,
There we
yes.
go.
The doubling has ceased.
Thank you.
Now if I can just get the phone to sit still in the cradle and not keep falling over.
You gotta get one of those pop sockets.
are we
That's
gonna
what-
play Wonderwall?
Yes, play Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Oh no!
It's just 3 chords and the truth, right?
There's 4 chords in Wonderwall.
SD Design, Buckeyes
One
are
of those
the
chords
Ohio
is a
State.
lie, Steve.
The Ohio State University.
I don't know if I need to learn how to play Wonderwall ukulele. That would be fun.
Do you know how to play a G, a C, and a D? Because I feel like that's like it.
I thought there was an E minor in there
There's
somewhere.
probably an E
Yeah,
minor with an add
it's the
9
first
in there.
chord. Is this one?
Oh, yeah. See, obviously, I've played Wonderwall at so many parties. Oh.
If you're not playing Wonderwall at parties, where are you playing Wonderwall?
Your bedroom while you cry. Or your bathroom while your roommates fucking hate you.
Wow.
Sorry. I when I was in New York, I lived next it was basically a converted nursing home, and I lived right next door to a girl who just would sit in her bathroom and she would play Hallelujah, and she was just so pitchy. And I just kept trying to convince her to move the capo down a couple frets, and she's like, "I just really like it in that key." I'm like, "But girl, you can't hit the notes in that key."
You
My friend.
told you so.
I tried so hard. I just want you to know I tried so hard to be so nice about this girl playing Hallelujah for 3 hours every night.
You're like, God's not coming to help you.
Hallelujah. Like Leonard Cohen does not approve of this. Just go to the Chelsea Hotel and like play it in the original key.
I mean, you're trying to find
That's
that.
a great song, by the way. I want to learn that one too.
Sorry, I'm only wearing the hat because someone asked. I'm going to take it off. It's a John Wayne hat, not a Zorro hat. It actually has.
I gotta
I'm gonna grab my hat.
I tuned in for part of your
I'll be right back.
for your offset telly video. And it's
Oh
like-
yeah.
I was like, holy hell, you got country licks. You should make that part of like your every video niche.
I think I might, to be honest, because I really miss dressing up like that. So this Stetson has a funny story. Do you want to hear it?
I want to hear a hat story, of
Right.
course.
So I saved up my money, bought my first Stetson. I really wanted to be a gambler top Stetson. I was going to wear it to a show in Nashville. I was doing with my girl Michelle. My childhood best friend moved to Nashville when I did, and she recorded an astonishing album and just hasn't found a home for it. So I went down to play. She was opening for Reckless Eric from Stiff Records fame. And I was like, I want to play in that show, and so we wore matching shirts. I had the Stetson, and we had a great show. And we talked to Reckless Eric, and we had just the best time. And the next day, like we went out for brunch, and we just spent all the money we made. But she has 2 corgis. One's Carl and one's Cowboy. And she has another dog named Petunia/Junior. And we get back after brunch. And I just see over the door. I just say, oh, no. Cowboy ate my Stetson.
Oh, no.
He must be a white hat. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah. My Stetson got ate by a dog named Cowboy in Nashville after a music show, and I just if a country song.
Like that thing you just said sounds like the title to a song. My Stetson got eaten by a dog in Nashville.
Cowboy ate my Stetson. Yeah.
A cowboy ate my Stetson in Nashville.
You can't even get mad. I like that hat, Beto. Is it Beto or
Yeah, it's Beto.
Beto?
Yeah. Well, you can say Beto, like
Beto?
Yeah, like that, or you can say Beto.
Like
Or
the
you can
former
say-
presidential candidate?
Well, yeah, Beto O'Rourke.
O'Rourke.
But, yeah,
I want to get a hat now. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a hat.
yeah.
Get a hat.
It's a hat
I didn't even
party.
know Ryan owned a hat.
I just remember I gave my singer my hat. She didn't give it back.
For years, he was like, my head's too big for hats.
Oh, ain't no such thing.
Yeah, that's why I said like you just need a bigger hat, man.
Yeah. What size? Do you know what? I'm a 7 1/8. If anybody knows their hat size.
7.5. I have a
So-
huge head.
So that mine would be in other numbers 57.
7 3/4.
60.
Wow. Wow.
I got a big melon.
Yeah.
Mine varies with my hair.
What?
I'm probably like a 7 1/4, comfortable for most things.
That's
But
good.
unfortunately, when I bought most of when I was buying fitted hats more, I was buying everything. My head was smaller.
Oh, really?
So I have I have like a I don't know what the manufacturer is, but I have some cowboy hat that's like a 7 1/8, and
That's
I basically can't wear it.
I'll
Very
take
good.
it. Give
Is
it
it
to
the El Torito birthday
This is
hat?
Ryan's big reveal.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
are you gonna marry some people at sea?
I'm already married. I don't want to marry one
Cap-
at sea.
No.
I know
You
what you
officiate.
It's
Okay.
like
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island.
I remember that episode
Yeah.
when they found out they weren't actually married.
In Gilligan's Island?
Yeah,
Or is that
the
the
two
Love Boat?
rich people found out that I don't know how they found out, but they determined that they weren't actually married, but then that the captain could then officiate their wedding at sea. Listen, raised on television.
I loved Gilligan's Island.
I like the Love Boat. I don't think I was supposed to watch that show. But I
How
did
old,
play it on
are you? Nick at Night?
KTLA, the Channel 5 KTLA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
And they
watched
had
over broadcasts. I didn't have
Knight Rider, Airwolf.
Airwolf. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. Airwolf. And I loved the Dukes of Hazzard. And I didn't realize anything about that until I was like way older. But it was so freaking cool.
I
didn't understand all the other stuff.
I for some reason loved watching like Andy Griffith, and I think it was just because I liked Don Knotts. And so then the Andy Griffith Show, and then Three's Company. And I'm like, oh yes, double helping of Don Knotts. Sign me up.
Oh yeah. Three's Company. What's that other guy's? The actor, he passed away also. Ritter. What's his last name?
Oh, John Ritter. Yeah.
Oh yeah, John Ritter.
A
Yeah.
decade ago or something like that.
Yeah. And then
I've
the
always
girl
called that a Captain Obvious hat.
Oh.
Well, I'm obviously a captain, so I mean,
Or Captain and Tennille.
Ryan and Tennille says Poo Ninja. I want to watch that horror movie version of what is it?
Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island.
Yeah, where
Is it
everyone's
horror?
fantasy gets like twisted. Where it's like, I just want revenge on the girl who was mean to me, and it's like, okay, well, the way you're gonna get
Whoa.
revenge on her is we're gonna imprison her, and now you have to kill her.
We've got double Emily's here for some reason.
Whoa.
How is that happening? Okay, you
I
fixed
don't know.
it. I dropped my hat on my little Wi-Fi extender.
Uh-oh.
There we go. I had to go through an extra step to the old version of you.
Hang on a second. I'll be right back.
Get yourself a hat. You better be back with a hat, is all I'm saying. Yeah, I want to watch that Fantasy Island reboot. Just because it looks fun. I watched the one where people hunt each other. What was that called?
Wasn't it just called The Hunt?
The Hunt.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
movie?
So it's a movie that people freaked out about before it was even released because the premise of it was like one political group like, I think it's what conservatives like tie up a bunch capture a bunch of liberals and make them all fight each other or something, or is it the other way around?
It's got a lot of twists and turns to it. I'll say
Does it have the woman from Masters of Sex and Glow? Is that the same one?
I don't know what that is.
What?
But maybe.
Oh, those are Netflix shows.
Glow's a Netflix show, yeah.
I'll say that in the end, it turns out.
Yes, the same. Wait. I didn't say I wasn't going to watch it.
Okay. No, okay. I'll put it in because all the press is like, oh, it's about liberals hunting conservatives in the woods and murdering them. It is, but it's the way it's framed is more like both sides are bonkers. Like,
right?
You guys see The Pest with John Leguizamo?
It was kind of like The Pest. I mean, there wasn't a opportunity in it, but in the end, it's more like it's framed where like if you're a normal like centrist type person, you're like, yeah, I can see the ridiculousness of both sides of the political landscape in this. Chris Brewer, I'm sure he probably likes it.
Wow.
Hey, Chris, are you watching? I don't know. Maybe he'll chime in and be like, yeah, I hate that.
Wow.
Hey, can anybody teach me how to bend a note?
You just go. Wow.
Ryan can't. His bends are no picnic.
No, that's Aaron, man.
Oh.
My bends are a picnic every time.
Hey, what's a good... actually, I had a pedal question earlier. I just forgot that I wanted to ask you guys. What's a good fuzz face pedal that's like not a fuzz face?
A Fuzz Factory from Zvex.
Oh, really?
Isn't that a fuzz face at its core? That's just modified.
It's like if it's a fuzz face, it's like the wackadoodle crazy uncle of a fuzz face.
I think it started out as a fuzz face, and then he just kept adding controls to it.
Because I don't like that pedal. The Fuzz Factory.
It's it's a letter I hate it.
Yeah.
All right, Steve. Yeah, play drums.
Oh, that's Here Comes Your Man by
yeah.
The Pixies.
See, all the bass riffs I know are either Pixies or like Elvis Costello.
Nice.
Oh, I hate that guy.
What? Somebody's joining. Hunter!
Yo.
Oh, it's Hunter. He found a shirt.
I did.
Wow.
I found a shirt.
No. Why do you hate Elvis Costello?
What?
I'm sorry. We need to get back to this. Why do you hate Elvis Costello?
Why do I hate Elvis Costello?
Yeah,
No,
please
we
tell
know.
us.
Dude, that guy sucks, man.
Thank you.
Now that you know Pixie yourself.
My rhythm guitar, my surf band, had an Elvis Costello cover band for a number of years. I don't know if he still has it. He might.
I love Elvo.
He did a great Elvis Costello show for sure.
My mom and I really like the best we ever get along, and we get along pretty well, but the best is when we're at an Elvis Costello show together. So
Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't want to destroy that relationship.
you can't. Gigantic.
There's a podcast. It's called Your Favorite Band Sucks.
I love that podcast with Tyler Mahan Co.
Yeah. They had an Elvis Costello episode.
And they weren't wrong about anything they said, to be honest. But like, I still like Elvis. I really thought that was one of their weaker episodes. But
I mean, it's one of those things where I really like listening to that show. But then, like when they're covering a band that I like or that I don't think sucks, I'm like, well, they're certainly entitled to their opinion. That's fine.
I listened to the Neutral Milk Hotel episode with a friend of mine who loves Neutral Milk Hotel, and he's like, "It's the point of Neutral Milk Hotel." I'm like, Tom, calm down. calm down just a little bit.
No, I
Like
listened
Tom,
to
I
Neutral
think
Milk
Tom and
Hotel.
Sarah they were a little wine drunk, and they were just like,
What's the
I
point of
listened to
Neutral
that-
Milk Hotel?
I don't know, that there's clipping that's
I
poorly
listened
mastered.
I listened to that episode and I was like, yeah, finally, I'm so sick of Neutral Milk Hotel. Finally, someone saying what I feel.
Yeah, that's how I feel about most of their episodes. And they did an episode about Nickelback where they're like, Nickelback's awesome.
Yeah,
That is awesome. To be fair, though.
they'll be intentionally contrarian about things that pop culture has rejected, which is fine too. I mean, Nickelback is fine. They're fine. Whatever.
The Rage Against the Machine episode was good. I like that one.
That was a good one. Yeah. Everyone, go check out Your Favorite Band Sucks. Steve and
Okay,
I,
I'll be right back.
our band was called Your Favorite Band, and that might be why I started listening to that podcast.
Oh, that's so funny. You should
Yeah.
send that to them. I think they would actually think it was funny.
Nah, they
Ta-
won't care.
Also, Tyler Mahan Co. has another podcast called Cocaine and Rhinestones, which is a beautiful and wonderfully done series about country music. His dad is David Allen Coe.
Oh, okay, David Allen Coe, yeah.
His dad is absolutely insane. He doesn't have a good relationship with him. And Tyler will sometimes tweet something like, I just remember that when I was a kid, my dad had a cougar and the cougar swiped me in the face. And he's like, and I just remember that.
Yeah, I wouldn't forget that.
I mean, it says, I think, a lot about his childhood that's a memory that he just woke up one day and was like, oh, yeah, that happened.
I had a cougar swipe at me too, but that's a
Wait,
different
really?
story.
Different kind of cougar, I'm sure.
Wait, what kind of cougar?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
he's-
don't
I was like, that was a great moment to just freeze.
Oh, sorry.
We've all been talking ever since you logged on. He's just been sitting there watching.
I'm just chilling, man. I got my White Claw. I'm getting my Karen on. I'm just chilling. I'm just waiting for to jump in. I don't have anything bad to say about Elvis Costello. So I'm just letting you shoot the shit.
I'm fine with Elvis Costello. I don't have any problems with that dude either. I like some of his songs.
I don't even know who he is, to be honest. So,
Oh, you don't?
Oh, what?
Come from different worlds, my man.
Dude, he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What's your excuse? Read a book.
I grew up
Doesn't
on
matter.
the opposite side of the world. That's my excuse for everything.
Wait, opposite
Where is
side of the
that?
world. Where are you from?
I grew up in Shanghai.
Okay, yeah, that's the opposite side of the world.
Yeah, so we didn't have access to Google. That's my excuse for everything. I don't know shit.
All right. He's
100
big in Japan. I think he's one of those original artists who was like big in Japan. Elbow.
Yeah, China and Japan kind of have their differences, though. So
I know they do, but geographically closer.
Yeah, for sure.
So
for
Hunter
sure.
is a guitar YouTuber that has a leg up on the rest of us
Nice.
because he can actually talk and do business with all the import brands.
Oh my god.
Yeah, all the emails that you get, like test our new wireless unit or whatever.
Yeah,
talking to them, their language.
Tell Sonic Cake to email me back. It's been a year. It just went dark.
Yeah,
I want to demo their stuff.
Get on
I'm out now.
Make Sonic Cake for us.
Yeah,
Can
can you ask
Sonic Cake? It's just out.
Ryan? Did you ever get anything from Sonic Cake?
Yeah, they sent me a small pile of stuff.
Okay. Is it the literal same? Do I know? Of course, I know a song by the Smiths. Screw Morrissey.
There you go.
Morrissey's a white nationalist. I never liked him either.
Oh, wow.
What a whiny mama's boy. I don't know why girls like him.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, big opinion
Sorry.
from Morrissey.
He's like
Listen.
a huge icon in the, I think, like in the LA Chicano community,
Oh no, yeah. I believe that.
and
Why?
like in the greaser community. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I read that somewhere, and
He's also big with lesbians. I don't know why.
No, I
don't
don't
know.
know what it is. I because I grew up in Mexico. No,
the border. in San Diego?
it being in kind of a border, well, not just in San Diego, but like my
Yeah.
high school was a lot of, they called them socials,
Oh,
but
the
they were-
socials.
but they were all like the
What high school did you go to?
Hilltop.
Oh, I
Chula
went to Chula. I went to Hilltop too.
When?
Well, I got kicked out, but
Tell me
in
why.
1997
story
because I had to because I had to cross the border to go to school, and it took me like 4 hours to get there, so I got kicked out because of truancy.
Wow.
And then
Truancy is such bullshit. Sorry.
No, well, it was a 2.5 hour ride to high school. It was kind of tough.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was 97. Yeah.
Oh, okay. A couple years before I was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew all the social, like the social kids or whatever, and
those are the worst, dude.
The like white shirts all the time and whatever, but a lot of Morrissey.
Like
is that like the Socias from that book? With Pony Boy?
Kind of.
Really?
Yeah.
The Outsiders.
There's definitely like that. There's definitely like it's like Mexican greasers, basically.
No, the Socias.
Oh, then that would be the opposite of the Socias.
That's what I always felt like.
No.
I don't know.
Right, I feel like I deserve that $15, right? Also, this is a really
you can pocket the money.
When I was a kid, I thought the Ramones was just a bunch of guys named Ramon playing in the band.
I mean, they basically were. It's like the Donnas.
Well, I mean, there was Johnny Ramone, and that's the only one I know.
Ramon,
Marky, Dee Dee.
Oh yeah,
Joey.
Dee Dee.
Oh, it was the last name. Okay.
I mean, they changed their names.
Well, there were 6 Ramones in all.
Oh, okay. What song is that?
Blitzkrieg Bop.
It's every Ramone song.
Is this song, do they want to or do they not want to do something?
This one is.
They're all revved up and ready to go.
So they want, in this one, they want to do something. Though.
Blitzkrieg Bop. Blitzkrieg Bop. I don't know. That might have been the Donnas. I truly don't know.
This is a guy starting a Ramones cover band right now. Yeah. I kind of want to show Rock and Roll High School to my kid.
Oh, do it! Well, watch it first. I don't really know what the content is like.
Yeah, I need to. You guys know this one?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite Eminem song.
That's a good one.
Play it on us, Steve. I have rhymes.
I know you know I just know the beginning of that, but I feel like it's also sounds like Zeppelin.
You only get one shot. Love, 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 love. I don't know the song at all.
Yeah, my wife would be disappointed in my lack of knowledge of that song.
Oh, man, I bet your wife could rap it.
She probably can.
Awkward. I don't know. I don't know how. And she'd like get a couple like words into it, and then it would just start flowing, and you'd realize she knows every damn word, and she'd be on top.
Yeah.
Acting like she doesn't want to dance at the wedding, and then she just takes over. It would be that sort of situation.
No, she never dances at the wedding.
Was she from Was she from Detroit?
No.
She just has a Loctite memory with lyrics and stuff like that.
Sounds like my husband.
Yeah. My wife and I exist in that space where if someone will say something and they'll say like 3 words, we'll pull 3 words out of like something and we'll just look at each other and then we'll start singing the same song based off of those 3 words, and it'll just be like some stupid like Eagle Eye Cherry jam, like whatever.
There's nothing stupid about Eagle Eye Cherry.
Say tonight.
I was gonna say they only had one song.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be gone. I know that song. I was a teen in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh.
I see you're holding the supersonic there, Ryan.
I am. Yeah, it's other people are holding things, so I thought I had to hold something too. I had it in my head. I was going to start playing Ramones with you, and then I realized, I don't know what chord you're playing.
I was just playing A, D, E, A, D, E, A, D, E, A, D, E, A.
I tried this before, it didn't work.
Oh well.
A, D, E, A,
Wait, Ryan, what guitar is that?
D, A. Yeah.
Oh, that is sick. Is that the new Supersonic?
Yeah, I got the Supersonic.
I gave mine to my singer, to be honest.
You already gave it away?
Well, I don't have room for it, and I was hanging
okay.
out with her tonight, and I was like, and she was like, "That's the one I would want." So I said, "How about you just hold on to it for a while?"
I think
I'm done with that for now.
I've been playing with it for like a day and a half or something like that. I think it wants heavier strings, and I think it wants to be tuned to E flat. Actually, I think it wants to drop D flat or drop C sharp.
Someone left me a comment and said that they didn't do a good job filing the nuts on all of them, and that you just need to like fix that.
I think that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
sticky nut because the tuning is really bad. But I think the soul of it, it wants to be a low guitar, even though it's short scale. I think it wants to be deep and low. So I might do that soon with it.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah. Do you have one, Hunter? Or are you getting one?
Nah. Did Fender send you one?
No, I bought that one.
Oh yeah, we both bought them.
You bought it? Oh, okay. How much is it?
$350.
I might buy one.
Yeah.
Are there any lefties in that? There's no lefties, huh?
No, people keep.
I mean, the Supersonic is a reverse body, so you might as well.
Yeah.
You could
actually. When I was teaching guitar, there was a woman who struggling, and she was struggling playing because she was a lefty. And I was like, just flip it upside down and play it. And and that's how she did it. So she just plays it with a low string on the bottom.
Honestly, if you don't need these volume controls, go straight to output, take the bar out, and this is essentially a lefty guitar.
Yeah.
And Craig, I told her a few things. Craig Flowers down there. I didn't say that the
beautiful
bridge pickup was lame because I don't think that it is.
I think
maybe you should.
It's just kind of it's thick and dark. Some people say muddy, and that's cool.
I told her that like if she wanted to buy one, that she should just play mine first to see if she even likes it. And I think that she probably will. But
once I figure out the soul of mine, I really enjoy the neck on it now that I've been playing it a while.
That's a
soul of it, it's going to have a place in my collection, and I'm going to like it. So.
I like the offset Tele more, which shocks the hell out of me.
You made it sound pretty good today in your video. I'm saying.
You.
Yeah.
Listen, I lived in Nashville for 8 years. If I didn't pick up some country songs and Telecasters, I would have not done well with 8 years in Nashville.
I liked your interview of what's that girl's name? Dobson.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so good.
Yeah, I know. She's freaking amazing.
She used to play with
the Shins.
Oh yeah.
She played with the Shins for one of their tours, and then she has her band. What's it called? Deep Sea Diver. Yeah.
She's basically my neighbor.
Huh?
She's basically we live in the same neighborhood, and so it's Recovery FX. If you've ever checked out their stuff.
Oh.
And this Stay Home Stems that they were doing was really fun.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of those.
I wanted to participate, but I was super busy.
The live videos that Dovey Doss is doing.
Oh,
he did like 60 like quarantine live concerts, and people were super chatting that dude like crazy. I think he was pulling in like $600 a night or something like that.
Oh,
wow,
that's good.
It was insane. The ones that I tuned in on, like people were just sending him money hand over fist. Like I was looking at like, you got to do this every day of your life. You can't quit.
No.
that guy's wild though. I don't know if you guys have ever watched.
What's the name again?
Dovey Doss. He's like this like Russian dude who lives in Florida now, and he does.
He's working for Trump.
What's that?
Yeah, okay.
What?
I'm joking.
Oh, I missed it. But he's super talented guitarist, and like he does like YouTube stuff. Good for him.
Yeah. You might have seen his videos. It's like when the audience requests like a Hendrix song or something, and then he does Hendrix inspired live jams. That's not exactly a cover of stuff. He's super talented.
He's so talented. I was hanging out I was hanging out with his girlfriend, which sounds weird to say. I was hanging out with his girlfriend at the last summer NAMM at the boss party. This sounds like a lot of humble bragging.
That's a lot of humble bragging.
But
yeah, you know famous people and you know brands and stuff. Go on.
You hang out with other
parties when people are there and hang out with their girlfriends. No, like I was just like hanging out, and then like she was sitting next to me, and we just started talking, and I don't remember. It was pleasant, and then he came up, and we were hanging out, and it was a good time. I hung out with that guy a couple times at Summer NAMM last year, and then I saw him around. I think Winter NAMM. No, he wasn't there. He wasn't there at Winter NAMM. But yeah, it's a fun guy, fun couple too. Like one of those couples where like I wish they were local so I could invite them to a party or something. You know.
You go to a lot of parties now.
I'm always throwing parties. I'm always throwing big parties and stuff. Tons of people there. We all hug and kiss each other on the cheek. Is what we do, you know.
Just so much mouth kissing.
A lot of mouth.
Like a socials party. You probably hang out with a bunch of socials now.
I'm sorry. My city is the one that has an autonomous zone.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Wow, yeah.
So it's kind of like Occupy Wall Street. But basically, the police like abandoned a precinct after they tear gassed a bunch of citizens for peaceful protesting.
Oh no!
And now that there's just like people like they're like watching educational documentaries and like giving each other free food and water and making art in an area, and that's essentially it. Fox News posted an article about it today that had a picture of a lot of burned cars that were not from Seattle, so it's a little confusing.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, what the heck is going on over there?
I was like, one, that picture's not Seattle.
It's like a picture of like Iraq or something.
Yeah, it's like you look at. It's called. What the funniest part is, it's called Chaz, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone.
Oh my god!
Like Chaz from the Rugrats, and really, like it's. They've done a lot of chalk art on the ground. It's chill. I don't know why the president's so pissed.
Well, the thing that I was hearing is that like you know, people are saying like, oh well, you know, like there's armed guards on the ground, and like
not true.
They're bullying the local business owners to like extorting them for money, and all
also
I could think is
true.
But you know, even if it was true, all I could think was, how is that different than like any major city mafia?
It's not, but also it's not true. But actually, the businesses in the area are like, cool, they're open. But the police even walked back their claim that people were trying to extort the businesses, and there are no armed guards, and they're not asking for IDs. Like, I've had lots of friends who have been in and out today, and they're like, it's chill.
I always crack up when I get comments on various videos of people like, oh, you live in the failed state of California and this and that, and there's just like disease everywhere and everything's on fire. When I read the comment, I'm like, I like turn and look out the window, and I'm like, no, I don't.
I don't see the fires.
It looks all right today.
Yeah,
I went grocery shopping yesterday. Got food just fine. I don't know what's up, guys. But people get all sorts of ideas about places they don't live from whatever media they consume. Like, oh man, it's just it's a wreck there. Everything's falling apart. That place, and everyone that's there is like, oh, we're all right. I think. Leave us alone.
Yeah. I mean, coming from TJ, a lot of it is true, a lot of it is not, but it's pretty messed up. Like, it's not like it's like with the COVID stuff, with people getting sick. The thing is that there's so many people that don't believe it, and then a lot of people that depend on the informal market, like they have to be selling stuff out on the street or working out a little shop, and a lot of people are getting sick. And it's like, compared to San Diego, the amount of people that have died in TJ is like 4 times as many, with like 5 times less the population. It's insane.
Well, it might be the case here soon. I mean, we're all just getting out and everyone's taking off their masks and everyone's getting back together.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens here in the next 2 weeks.
Hey, man, Georgia, we've been fine. So, you know what? Suck it up.
Yeah, dude.
You
Wow.
get you
It's
get
weird
COVID.
because South Carolina's not doing so hot, and neither is Florida.
Yeah,
So I
no,
kind of don't trust George's assessment on that because you're kind
I
of
don't either.
bookended by two folks who are not doing so great.
Guys,
yeah.
all I'm saying is if you get coronavirus, just pull yourself out of it. Just pick yourself up from your bootstraps.
Exactly.
Get over
Those
it.
bootstraps just aren't high enough if you got COVID.
You got to get those long bootstraps. Just grab them and just pick yourself
pull
up.
them all the way up.
Yeah, and it's probably the peaches though. I think peaches are the key. Georgia is getting away without the COVID. They got them good peaches there, and that's the cure.
Yeah, it's peaches and freedom. That's what keeps it away.
Oh, the freedom keeps it away.
Yeah.
And the enormous flies you have everywhere.
Yeah. That
Where
too.
in Georgia are you?
You know where the news says all the cars are on fire? Like there.
South Florida?
Oh, okay.
Atlanta. Right in Atlanta.
I'm sorry for your loss.
What are you talking about? I love Atlanta. But like
it's not even Gladys Knight's chicken anymore, is it?
Sorry?
What?
Didn't you used to have a Gladys Knight's chicken and then she sued her sons because she didn't want them to use her name anymore?
That's really unfortunate. But yeah, no, we got good fried chicken. We got every time because my parents still live in China, and every time they turn on the news, Georgia's always like screwed up somehow. So we did like, we reopened before everybody else. We we had the whole like voter disaster 2 days ago? And
2 whole days ago.
That's us.
Did you vote? How long did you wait in line if you voted?
3 hours in the pouring rain.
Wow.
We have all mail-in voting in Seattle, and it is awesome.
All right, no need to brag. Like
I sit with my ballot in my home. I read some articles on my phone. I make an informed decision. I mail it in. Don't even have to put a stamp on it.
Ours is different.
My sister-in-law blocked me on Facebook because I told her that I thought mail-in voting was awesome after she posted something about how mail-in voting was bad on Facebook. I'm like, it's great. I was like, did your sister delete her Facebook feed? And I'm like, no. I'm like, she blocked me, dude.
Yeah, because you voted by mail.
How dare you?
Like, wow, of all the lines to draw in the sand, that was the one, Melissa. Wow.
Ow.
Gotta have standards.
I mean, if you don't, you have to have a boundary. I mean, I guess I crossed it. I mean,
yeah.
I've been voting by mail for a couple of years. I think I accidentally signed up for it, and I'm always a little bummed because it's like the polling place is like a short walk from my house. I kind of like just the process of it.
You have to call them. You have to give them a call. Call the voter registrar's office and have it changed.
I mean, you can always just walk over there.
No, because then you get a provisional ballot, and then that one doesn't get counted till the end.
Unless it's very close.
Yeah, how do you get your sticker to put on like your guitar case and stuff?
I know.
I wish I could get a sticker. I used to go on Etsy and search for I voted stickers.
I don't like to show off my I voted sticker because then people ask me for my papers.
Wow.
I'm very sorry. That was very real.
Wow. You should walk around with like 6 of them on you.
Yeah, just everywhere.
I voted.
I voted, and then I voted, and then I voted.
I voted early and I voted often.
Who was that? Was it Truman?
No, that was Boss Tweed. That was. But I did get the sticker that I'm very excited about.
Oh wow!
It says, this machine surrounds hate and forces it to surrender.
Huh?
It's a Pete
Give
Seeger.
you that at the voting booth?
No, I bought this from the Woody Guthrie Museum.
Yeah, that's what they give people when they vote.
Yes.
It's
like, here's your anarchist sticker, Emily.
That's going to end up in Fox News.
You want this machine kills fascists or this machine surrounds hate? Those are your choices. I really want to put either this machine kills fascists or the Mattoverse Make Noise Not War sticker on this guitar. Every time I see this, I'm like, this is the best.
I've got these stickers from Jupiter Effects that I'm very fond of. Pizza for President.
Oh,
I'm all for it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Like the guy from Spaceballs? Pizza the Hut.
Pizza the Hut.
You're delicious. Remember that guy that ate him?
Yeah. It was supposed to be like a what's the guy? A Max Headroom.
Yeah, Max Headroom. Yeah.
Max Headroom.
Yeah. He didn't act like Max Headroom. He was just like a robot that looked like him.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Remember when someone hacked like Chicago's public television and was just like dressed like Max Headroom and like mooned the camera?
Oh man.
That was the like pure 80s joy
I don't
right there.
remember that.
It took me a while to realize what
I remember that.
was.
Oh,
And
cool.
that guy's a character actor that's in like all sorts of stuff all the time. Max Headroom. I think he's been in Star Trek stuff a bunch.
Huh.
Oh.
I'm gonna look him up.
Matt Frewer.
Is that his name?
Are you talking about Matt Frewer, the actor that played Max Headroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's his name. Cool.
I'm nodding and smiling. I can know what's going on, but what do I need to Google here?
Max Headroom.
Max Headroom.
Man, he does have a ton of credits.
Yeah, he's a big character actor. He's been in everything. Like I see him like twice a day when I'm watching TV.
Was he in Spaceballs?
Bro,
What else was he in?
what channel are you watching? Where do I find this guy?
He was in an old CBS sitcom called Dr. Doctor.
Oh, I like that one.
Uh-huh.
Old.
Uh-huh.
Trying to find the filmography for him.
Whoa.
Yeah, the Wikipedia photo for this guy has like 3 pixels. Like I have no idea who the fuck this guy is.
Was it the guy from Perfect Strangers?
He's the freaking
No, that's Balky.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
That's Rick.
Rick
He's
Moranis.
He's the other dad from Honey, I
I
Shrunk.
love him. I hope he comes back. I miss him.
They're doing the new they're doing what's it like Shrunk or whatever that's like a reboot.
I'm excited.
That at least he's gonna be in but it hasn't been revealed like how much Rick Moranis will be in it. It sounds like it might just be like a
Cameo kind of thing.
a cameo thing because it's supposed to be I think about his son being like it's like son of Flubber or whatever kind of a thing.
Right.
Have you ever seen Rick Moranis' like early Canadian comedy, like aggressively Canadian? It's so great. His Christmas song and a beer in a tree.
Are you talking about Bob and Doug McKenzie?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I
From
am.
Second City Television.
I think I am, friend.
Okay.
And a beer in a tree.
You're going back about 38, 40 years, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, I'm having trouble Googling. And
I remember him in Ghostbusters when he became that one dude.
He's the Keymaster.
The Keymaster, yeah. He was an accountant, right? And he was dating the secretary.
By the way.
No, he wasn't dating the secretary. He wanted to have. He was hitting.
I think he was an accountant.
Dude. He was hitting on Sigourney Weaver, and then
he made it with her.
Yeah. They made it,
as they would say in high school.
Yeah, because they became dogs, right? They became dogs. Both
That's
of
right.
them.
That's the burden.
Was it dogs? Or I can't remember if it was the dogs. Yes, there's no blank, only Zool. I remember that.
Yeah, there's no Dana, only Zool.
Oh wow!
My son loves the first Ghostbusters movie. Like
it's a perfect movie.
Yeah. He was watching the cartoon for a while too. That was on Hulu or something. He was watching crap out of that. Loves Ghostbusters. Loves spooky stuff. Loves like Nightmare on Christmas or whatever it is.
Hang on.
Someone
I'll be right back.
in the chat with the School with John Candy.
Lighter sassy cat.
He's gonna be back.
Malcolm apparently went to school with John Candy.
That's very exciting. To go to school with Uncle Buck would be so cool.
My dad went to school with Kevin Costner. He didn't know him, but they were in the same school at the same time.
Wow. I didn't go to school with anybody interesting. I'm the most interesting person I went to school with.
I think people in Chula Vista, I'll talk about how Mario Lopez went to school there.
Yeah, my older sister went to school with Mario Lopez.
Yeah, he's like a big deal.
Yeah, she went to like junior high with him and said he was like, that's the whole thing is like he didn't get into wrestling, I guess, until he was actually in high school. And when he was in middle school, he was just a dancer. And so she just remembers him as like this scrawny little kid who would dance around.
Oh,
Ghostbusters bass.
Wow,
that's cool.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's really cool.
I hate ghosts too.
That's sick.
Just found it out.
You know what,
How
guys?
did you just find that out? Like he wrote it for John Belushi. Actually, he was writing Ghostbusters when he found out John Belushi died.
I'm going to take a strong stance here. This can be very controversial. Fuck ghosts.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. Taking a stand.
Wow.
Dan Aykroyd wrote Ghostbusters, but it went through a lot of changes from his version of it. Like the Dan Aykroyd version of Ghostbusters is like a nightmare.
Oh.
Like compared to what got made. You know, like you think about what is that movie about the judge in the weird town and John Larroquette gets stuck in it. Nothing But Trouble. Like that's a Dan Aykroyd movie. Like that's what happens when Dan Aykroyd makes a movie and no one stops.
Oh man, I need to watch that now.
Yeah. But
wait, you have to send it to me later because I have no idea what you're talking about.
So watch Nothing But Trouble.
But he also wrote Blues Brothers.
Oh,
and that's a perfect movie.
Yeah, I wonder how much help he got on that though, because Dan Aykroyd will do weird stuff if given the opportunity.
Okay, he'll probably do some weird stuff when has a lot of coke in him.
When does he not?
I mean,
that might be it. I don't know. He got progressively weirder though with his decisions.
The Care Bears drank liquid coke.
I think the weirdest thing Dan Aykroyd has ever done in his career was be in Driving Miss Daisy.
What? That was Dan Aykroyd?
He's the son in Driving Miss Daisy. He's the one who hired Morgan Freeman to drive around Jessica Tandy.
He wrote Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh.
Please tell me that's wrong.
I made that one up.
Turns out Dan Aykroyd has been ghostwriting for Stephen King for 30 years. Like everything Stephen King has put out is actually written by Dan Aykroyd.
That actually makes sense because Stephen King is in Blues Brothers. Stephen King is
Stephen King in Blues Brothers?
Yeah, he's the accountant at the top of the Hancock. But at the end of the movie. Yeah, there was something. I used to work at a theme park and they would just play like it was a Paramount theme park, so they would just play like the theme songs from Paramount movies like all day, and you get these songs stuck in your head, but you have no idea what they were. Mm-hmm. And it would get to the point where you would like, I would hear my parents watching some movie on HBO or whatever, and I would hear the theme for the movie, and I'd run out and be like, "What movie is this?" And one of those songs was the this theme from Driving Miss Daisy, which is da 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 da. It goes da 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 da.
I never watched that movie. Thanks for the super chat, Marshall. I don't know what you mean by super sticker, but thank you.
So,
Emily, it sounded like you were humming the theme to the Banana Splits.
It's actually Driving Miss Daisy, but close.
Okay.
Blues Brothers was originally, so it was written by Dan Aykroyd. It was the script was 324 pages long.
Sounds right.
It took John Landis 2 weeks to turn that mess into something that was usable.
That's usually what you hear when you're hearing about a Dan Aykroyd script. Someone else has to fix it because he turns everything into some sort of like weird story about aliens. Like
oh, like Eggheads or what was it? Movie? Coneheads.
I can relate. I can relate.
And also, Dan Aykroyd legitimately believes in ghosts. Like he actually believes.
He believes in aliens also.
Well, I think he believes in everything. He's very into the paranormal stuff.
He seems a little vaguely unwell, but it's fine.
No, I think he's been about the same forever.
Oh my gosh.
It probably sounds like I'm dogging on him, but I'm just fascinated by the existence of this person.
Do you remember there was a TV show he was on where he was a motorcycle riding priest or something? I want to say this was about 30 years ago.
It might have been more than 30
Was that
years.
Doctor?
No. Smart ass.
He was supposed to be the
And it
the
wasn't Dr.
motorcycle
Detroit
that-
either.
He was supposed to be the motorcycle rider, D-Day and Animal House, but he didn't want it to be an SNL movie, so he wasn't in it.
Oh, you're talking about was it Soul Man?
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dan Aykroyd is a widowed Episcopal priest who must deal with his 4 children, his quirky parishioners, and a wet behind the ears curate who happens to be the nephew of the bishop.
So who's the alien?
Wet behind the ears. What does that mean?
Don't
I
ask.
don't really know.
I think it means like it's like an old timey. It's like I think it's like you're so young that you're still wet behind the ears.
You're still covered in afterbirth is the
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, let's get to the core of it. I mean, that's what people are saying when they say "what behind the ears."
Yeah. No, that's what literally what it means.
It's just super slippery stuff. I know the name of it, but
They picked the ears though.
Because that's like the last part when you're drying a baby. Like that's the part that you just always don't dry. Because it's
If you don't have a little placenta stuck behind your ears, were you even born?
really? Maybe it was by C-section.
Awkward.
I'm googling this.
No, I'm not. No.
Oh, y'all
No,
are 100%
no.
right. That's exactly what that phrase means.
It means you've got afterbirth on you still.
Yeah,
It's also
that's what I mean.
the alternative phrase is green behind the ears, which is grosser.
That's grosser. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's way worse.
If you're green behind the ears,
Much
that means you
worse.
took a dump in the uterus.
you pooped in your mom.
That sounds about right.
Every person I know
That's
with
a bad
children
name for you.
seriously makes pregnancy and childbirth sound fantastic.
I pooped in my mom, guys. I'm in the club.
I mean, we all did. I'm pretty sure.
Not everyone. Not everyone poops in their mom.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
No.
No.
Well, where does space go?
It goes in the umbilical cord.
Weirdest hard podcast I've ever been on in my life.
You only poop in your mom if the doctors don't get you out in time.
Yeah, I was a little late.
Is that
So
true? Is that true?
Yeah.
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 I-
It's a big problem. It's a huge health hazard for everybody.
I was like a
I mean,
week
it's
late.
kind-
It was
It's
so
kind
bad.
of like a public pool. Most people don't poop in the pool, but everybody pees in the pool.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everybody peed in their mom. I mean, just deal with it.
Oh man.
No, that just feels grosser.
3
the more I
words.
say it.
Here we go.
3 words. Do not Google this.
Okay.
Alabama Hot Pocket.
No, I'm not going to Google that. Don't worry about it.
Hot pocket.
Oh, thank you,
No.
sir.
No.
Hard.
Bad.
Hardest pass imaginable. Hardest pass imaginable. Think about a hard pass and then imagine a harder pass.
Like passing a kidney stone?
Yes, that's exactly right.
That's a hard pass.
That is a
Yeah.
hard pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually great. I love that and I will use it forever. And I will hat tip you. I will. Hat tip you.
Halfback.
Beto never. Beto?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's better.
Wish you Beto?
Yeah, either. It's fine.
There's like 5 ways. I could imagine saying that.
Beto.
4 letters. Beto? Is that how you prefer it?
No, I don't care. It's like people. It's like Beto O'Rourke.
That's the only Beto I know.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
just- yeah.
it's a common
He's
Irish
like-
name.
Fine.
Beto. Yeah, I think his name's Robert.
Yeah.
But he's
I
from
remember
El
when
Paso, right?
I remember when people were trying to trash him for being like in a band, and I was like, "That's pretty cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
He
kind of
probably
I
did
don't
a
know.
lot
I
of
dated
those.
lots of guys in bands. It's not the best way to like disparage somebody.
Being around a lot of politicians sometimes, I've noticed that a lot of them do coke. A lot of coke.
A lot of musicians also do coke.
Yeah. Yep.
It's the one rule in my band is don't do coke.
Oh.
It's a good rule.
Yeah.
Pepsi only, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you get
We're a
coke
Pepsi band.
Yeah.
and it looks
very
like a little
confusing.
shiny, and it means it has a little speed in it. Don't do that
No.
either.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do coke.
Speaking of,
Yeah, guys,
That took a minute.
don't do coke.
don't do that. Like a real
I think
cowboy.
I already did that earlier.
Like a real cowboy.
People are wondering why I'm always sniffling. It's allergies. It's not cocaine.
It's that COVID.
That COVID.
COVID.
SPJ's in the chat.
I know. FPJ, why aren't you joining up?
Where are
Well,
you?
we're full up with 6 people, but we should probably call it quits.
I can go.
Y'all always say that 11, and then you talk until midnight.
I'm so tired, though.
Yeah, it depends.
You also always say that.
No, I'm always tired. My 2-year-old has been terrorizing us all night, every night for like a week. Just
Put him on a terror
I'm
watch
just
list.
tired of hearing people complain about their kids, but
What's her name?
Edith.
Okay,
That's
That's a
adorable.
beautiful name.
it's a good name.
It's a good name. Lots of letters in there, a couple of vowels.
Good
Yeah.
name. Little fool app. Good name.
Yeah. But she wakes up at like 1 a.m. and then doesn't fall back asleep, or doesn't let me fall back asleep till like 3 a.m. and wakes up at 4 a.m. and then my wife takes her. And it's just this awful cycle we've been in for like a week. It sucks.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I
All
forget.
right,
So why is she waking up in the middle of the night?
I don't know. She's an asshole.
Are you just not giving her enough Benadryl, or like what's going on?
Oh,
Yeah, maybe just a scooge more whiskey on the.
I gave her whiskey and she was demanding a cigarette, and I was like, that's too far.
She's like, I need a mixer, Dad.
So you just want me to drink warm whiskey? Like,
You just want me to drink like an animal?
come on, Dad. You know how I take my drinks.
I just want a little bit of ginger beer and some lime. Is that too much to ask for a Montana Mule? God.
I hand her a cocktail and she splashes it back in my face and she screams, "I said neat! I wanted it neat!"
No ice.
Yeah. Those kids today.
They know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
They also ordered just the easiest thing for bartenders because they want to get it lickety split. Which I always thought would be a great band name.
Lickety Split is a really good band name.
It was taken, sadly.
Oh, well, no kidding. I thought like here's let's actually talk about music
Especially a
stuff.
band of girls.
Toad
looking-
the Wet Sprocket.
What do you guys think about,
Right.
you have a band that's local, you
Mhm.
come up with a cool name, you look it up because we have the internet now and you can find out what every band in the world is named. Some band on the other side of the country, other side of the world has your same name. Do you care? Do you just roll with it? Or like
There's a story we learned in music business school, which is an actual thing that I did.
Oh,
There was some band. God, I think it was a member of Led Zeppelin. He started a band, and he named it something that was like the Assembly. I forget exactly what it was, but it was like a law kind of name. But there was already a band that was a bunch of lawyers who started their own band, and they named it like this exact same name. But they also trademarked it. And Jimmy from Led Zeppelin was like, I don't care. And then Jimmy from Led Zeppelin also got sued. And then the band of lawyers made a lot of money. So, yeah, it depends. If it's a bunch of lawyers with the name, no.
Yeah.
If it's literally anybody else, I'd be like,
Yeah,
There's a
Ryan.
band
I think I pooped in my mom is still available. So you
Oh, yeah.
you want it.
are we still on that?
We're back to it.
Call
Or
back.
a band of lawyers called Lawyer Up.
Oh, God, there has to
That'd be
be.
so stupid.
Band of Warriors is already.
Yes, I think it was the association.
What I'm hearing is the band needs to go on tour with Band of Horses and a Band of Lawyers.
It was, God, what the hell is this? Wow, this is the longest. I've never seen in my life a longer list of past members on a Wikipedia page.
For what?
For the association, I highly recommend looking this up because it is bananas. There are like 50 people on this list of past members. I've never seen this.
Okay. So back in the 80s, there was the English Beat, and then there was a band from LA called The Beat, which for some reason or another got turned into Paul Collins Beat. And then the English Beat went back to being The Beat.
I've only ever heard them as the English Beat, but there was also a British Nirvana, and the Bangles were originally the Bangs, but there was already a band called the Bangs, so they changed their name to the Bangles.
The Charlatans, you know this British band called the Charlatans? They're called the Charlatans UK.
Huh.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because there's a band called the Charlatans already.
So there's a Christian ska band called the Supertones. And they had to start calling themselves the OC Supertones because there's an old surf band called the Supertones.
Oh.
Went back to like the 70s or something like that. So that's why they're called the Supertones. For all you Christian guitar like band nerds out there.
Yeah.
Christian ska nerds. Where you at, Christian ska nerds?
Yeah, I'm sure that'll come up in next trivia night.
So I've got a band name story.
Actually, a pretty good.
I've got a band name story for you. So it goes something like this. Back in the 80s when hair metal was big and everything, trying to think of what in the world to call the band. So guy looked it up. I don't know what he looked it up in, but anyhow, he said, hey, let's call the band Women in Chains, because that sounds like metal and everything. Okay, yeah, fine. Okay, yeah, we'll call it Women in Chains. So had their first and last concert on the same day that the Women's Infants Children program was launched by the state. And so when they were playing the concert and it was just WIC in their abbreviation, everybody was like, oh, it's such a wonderful, thing, you're doing, coming here, playing, this concert, bringing attention to the Women's Infants Children program and everything. Yeah. First concert, last concert.
Yikes.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to think about things.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that they removed the band because of what's his name? That song by Tears for Fears called "Women in Chains."
Tears for Fears, what a weird band.
Yeah, super.
Like, the whole vibe of that band was just like that weird experimental psychiatric scream therapy stuff.
Yeah.
Shout. It seems so clear now.
Yeah. I've got one of their I've got a vinyl from Tears for Fears.
Oh, cool.
I like Tears for Fears. They wrote some catchy songs. I just kind of wish it wasn't based on bunk science. Shout.
Women in Chains is a great song. I think it's like a feminist song. Well, but it's written by a man. Sorry, it can't be feminist. But it has something to do with that. At least that's what he said.
I mean, a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Let me look at the lyrics. I'm very curious.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to do this.
Loving and you better behave. You better love loving and you better behave. Women in chains. Calls her man the Great White Hope. Says she's fine. She'll always cope. Women in chains. Trades her soul as skin and bones. Sells the only thing. I don't know about that.
Well, he talks about it in something that I read, and and it was kind of. I was like, oh, okay. That kind of. Every time I hear the song, it's kind of weird now.
Alice in Chains was originally about a 3-legged dog that was always chained up outside a bar. Sorry, the dog's name was Alice.
I mean, that makes sense.
That's really sad.
It's more lighthearted than thinking about a woman named Alice in Chains.
That's true.
True. Everything's
normal
relative for sure.
It's kind of normal for a dog to be chained up.
Lane Staley died up the street from me. Very sad. Oh, I love that guy's voice. I'm just gonna search their Wikipedia page for a dog.
Is there an ice cream cone on the side of your amp, Emily?
What?
Is? Yeah, my singer. This is the speaker cab. My singer came by and she had a bunch of vinyl. Let me just unplug it. A bunch of those vinyl things like you put on that one guitar that you have.
Oh, like the iron-ons. Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, ice cream cone and a little baby cactus.
That's fun.
On the side, there's a snack. And a cowboy hat.
No step
no
on
probe.
snack.
Also, I made the lemon, and then she made the cowboy boots. She's a graphic designer, my singer.
Nice.
And then that's our mascot / sleep paralysis demon, Lip Man. And for our Halloween show with Taco Cat, my husband dressed up as Lip Man and just stood on the stage and clapped politely after every song. It was very funny. But it was just like he was wearing an all red man suit. It's this giant mascot that's just like a paper mache lips with 2 eyeballs on it, just like this fella. And just like the singer always jokes that Lip Man is her boyfriend, but in that case, Lip Man was my husband. This is my cat. And this is a UFO.
What's her cat's name? Princess?
Carrie Fisher.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Carrie Fisher, yeah.
Yeah, she's a girl. People think that's great, and I like that people think that's great.
Yeah, it's a nice name for a cat.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here because I have ants, apparently. Actually, I had ants this morning, and we got rid of them for most of the day, and apparently they're coming back now.
You need to take care of that. You need to clean the perimeter with soap and water.
No, they're coming in through the floorboards, so
that's bad.
My trick lately is I mix borax with egg. Like I make a little omelet.
And my kids will eat that.
It's non-toxic for people. You can eat borax with soap, but
really, is borax non-toxic for humans?
It's just soap.
I heard they put it in ice cream.
Yeah, everything's got borax in it. That's how they make white bread.
I heard it's good for COVID. No, I'm kidding.
You have to inject it directly in your lungs, though.
My mom, who voted Republican until 2004, recently tweeted at Trump to drink bleach. So,
oh my gosh!
Now you're on a list.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it with Steve. I want to call it a night too. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Thank you.
For joining us, Hunter. It's good to see you. In a while. Bye, Sassy Cat. Bye, Emily. Bye, Beto. Did I do it?
Guys. Have a nice day.
Stay great.
Later, Steve.
Night.
In broadcast. Bye, everyone.